Hey Alexa, play Run This Town by Jay-Z.
Run This Town by Jay-Z, featuring Rihanna, Kanye West, on Amazon Music.
If you want to send a gift, send the actual dog. Hey Alexa, stop. Tap, tap, tap the screen, share the live out. Let's keep it moving. I appreciate you tapping, Allie. Thank you so much. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing this evening? Is everyone having a wonderful night? It's Friday Junior. Anyone have any big plans for the weekend? What are you guys doing this weekend? Anybody doing anything fun this weekend? Anything exciting? It's really good, absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody have any big plans? You're packing for a cruise. Where are you going? Cat sitting. You found me on Good Trouble. Oh, yeah. Good Trouble. That's a good guy. I'm really happy that you like my content. You're moving. Holy smokes. I hate moving. I absolutely hate moving. You're going to Aruba? Oh, my God. I'm jealous. Flying to Cancun? Why are you flying to Cancun? And can I go? Take your old buddy Santana with you. I wouldn't mind going to Cancun. Going with the family for a holiday. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Guys, we, you know what? Let me check something. Because it seems like things are moving slow, and I need to find out why. You know what, guys, it is, I don't know what's going on, but it looks like really? I'm the only one that you've seen talk about ableism? That is not good. We need to get more people involved with that conversation. That's super important. Yeah, no. Hey guys, this is what we're gonna do because it looks like I don't know what's happening, but yeah, it looks like we're not getting. Yeah, it is reset time. I've seen multiple creators all day having to reset multiple times. I don't know what's going on with the TikTok, but do this for me. You know, just hop in my page. I posted just a quick video to hype up what we're talking about tonight. Just go in and interact with that video for me. Hop on my page. Hit the like button, make a comment, share it, do something. Let's interact with it. Give me just a few seconds. I'm going to hit a restart and we'll come right back. We'll be right back. I love you guys. Go to my page, interact with that latest video, and we'll be right back. Hey Alexa, play Run This Town by Jay-Z.
Here's Run This Town by Jay-Z, featuring Rihanna, Kanye West, on Amazon Music.
We're back. We're back. Let's try it again. We are back. We are back. Guys, tap the screen, share the live out. Let's go ahead and get this thing up to 8,000 likes so we can start our conversation. Tap the screen, get it up to 8,000 likes, and we will open up the panel. I'm ready to go ahead and get these conversations started. I hope you guys are as well. I want to hear your voices, especially if you're someone that I have not heard from before. I definitely want to hear from you. I see you, Tanner. Hold tight for me. As soon as we get to 8,000 likes, I'll get you up here on the panel, and I will let you go first this evening, Tanner. You got the floor first, Tanner. But guys, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get this thing up to 8,000 likes. Share the live out. We only got one share. So we need to make sure we're sharing the live out. Send your daily heart me's if you have not done so. That helps gets us out on the FYP. I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening. You like streaming? Yeah, I mean, streaming is cool. I enjoy it too. I enjoy when people interact. Like, I enjoy it when people are talking in the chat, when they're coming up on the panel. Like, I genuinely enjoy the overarching conversation. So, absolutely. Mayo, not mayo. Listen, you might earn a mustard tonight, John. You might earn it. Let's see who earns the mustard. Let's see who earns the nightly mustard. Hey, Kendra, how are you? Guys, drop some hellos in the chat. Let me know you're here. Let me know that you're here with me. I want to see who's here with me. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Share the live out. Let's get this thing up to 8,000 likes. 8,000 likes, and once we're at 8,000 likes, we will open up the panel. What's going on, Chocolate Bear? What's happening? Guys, tap the screen, share the live. We're almost at 2,000 likes again. Once we get up to 8,000 likes, we will open up the panel. Share the live out. Send your daily heart me. It's only one coin, and it helps push us out to the FYP. So if you have not sent your heart me, send your heart me. Drop something in the chat. Make sure you say hello. Right? I want to call you out. I want to tell you hello personally, but I can't say hello if you don't say hello first. I can't see you. I need to see you. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you for the heart me, guys. We are here to talk about what's happening in America. There is a divide in America, and if you were here with us last night, you can obviously tell that the divide for a lot of people, it's deepening. And we need to talk about why. Thank you for the heart me. We need to talk about why, and even more than that, we need to talk about how do we get past this divide. Thank you for the heart me. We need to talk about how do we get past this divide, because there's a lot of people that are hurt, and Trump supporters, thank you for the heart me. I want to hear from Trump supporters specifically. I want to know what Trump supporters, do you guys even care that there's a divide in America now? Thank you for the heart me. Trump supporters, do you guys even care? Jay, I appreciate you. Thank you. Trump supporters, do you guys even care that there's a split in America because of Donald Jimothy Trump being in office? If you do, request up. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts. If you are someone that wants to actually share your opinion, request up. I want to know, for those people, especially black people, that are jaded, that are upset, that feel betrayed, that are saddened, disheartened by a lot of people, I want you to come up and tell us why. If you're someone who's like, nope, I'm perfectly happy, everything's going to be all right, I want you to come up and tell us why. Get this thing up to 8,000 likes and we will open up the panel. In the meantime, in between time, if you are interested in joining the panel, go ahead and grab a spot. Because like I said, as soon as we hit 8,000 likes, I am opening up the panel. Hey, Alexa, stop. As soon as we hit 8,000 likes, I am opening up the panel. Actually, it was split because of Obama. What do you mean? What do you mean? I want you to come up here and tell me, how was the country split because of Obama? Jay, absolutely. Feel free. I mean, we're gonna have multiple conversations. You can come tonight, you can come next week, but please feel free. How did Obama split the country? I'm genuinely confused. You know what? I'm sorry that the United CEO is unalive. Trump's still moving. Yeah, listen, somebody made the point that that person was unalive and they still had that meeting. They still had that shareholders meeting. Like nothing changed. So that was interesting. Guys, I want to go ahead and get this thing started. We're at 6.2 thousand likes. As soon as we get to 8,000 likes, we will open up the panel and we will get this conversation going. Again, I want to hear from those people who genuinely, the first question that I need for anyone to answer is, what do you expect out of these next 4 years? What do you expect out of these next 4 years? You know what I expect, because I don't think I've had the opportunity to tell people what I expect out of these next 4 years. But what I definitely expect out of these next 4 years is a lot of civil unrest. I mean, if I'm going to be honest with you, I expect that there will be a lot of people that's going to be hurt by a lot of bad policy. I expect that Donald Trump and his cronies that he's putting in office is going to do everything to enrich themselves in every way. And quite honestly, if we're lucky, the only thing that'll happen is that they will enrich themselves. If we're lucky, the only thing that they'll do is make a ton of money and our pockets will hurt a little bit. But I think more than that's going to happen. And that's just my opinion. Crash, you said, look at the facts and look at what Biden and Harris has done. Didn't do. Okay, I'm going to send you. Oh, I can't even send you a request. Come up on the panel. I want to hear why you say that. Genuinely, I want to give you a voice. Crash, I want to give you a voice. Join the panel, and I would like for you to come up here and talk about it. I want to know why you think that. I want to know why you think that for the last 4 years that Biden and Harris didn't do anything. But more importantly, boy. Hey, thank you, Jay. More importantly, I want to know why you think that Donald Trump is going to actually do something better. What track record does Trump have proving that he's going to do anything that's going to be beneficial for the U.S.? I just don't understand that. So request up and help me understand, please. Please. Absolutely. I need you up here. I want to make your voice heard. Your voice is important. You don't have to stay in the comments. We are opening up the panel. Guys, if anybody else wants to join the panel, go ahead and request up. In the meantime, in between time, keep tapping the screen. We're at 11,000 likes. Let's go ahead and get this up to 25,000 likes. We have 11 shares. Guys, can we get this thing up to 100 shares? Can we get it up to 100 shares? I'm driving right now. Give me 30 minutes in Texas. See the boy. Okay. Yeah. Whenever you stop, we're going to be here for 3 hours. I definitely want to hear from you, though. Like, I genuinely want to hear your perspective. Give me a follow if you haven't, and then we'll go from there. In the meantime, guys, we're going to go ahead and get the conversation started. If you want to join the panel, there are spots open on the panel, and we will go ahead and get started. Tanner, how are you?
What's up, dude? I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Tanner, before I get into all the other things, and hopefully other people will join us on the panel here, you had something from last night that you wanted to get into, and we never got into it. Misha, it's talking about the divide in America after the election. I want to hear the perspective of everyone, black people, white people, people of color, people that voted for Trump, people that voted for Kamala Harris. I want to hear the perspective from everybody, and what do they expect out of the next 4 years, and what this divide looks like, if you think there is a divide. So request up. You can get a spot on the panel. I would love to hear your voice. Tanner, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I actually didn't. I don't have too much to say on this topic because I think I've told you before. I'm in a very, very far red county. I'm one of the 60 people that voted for Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with you. This divide and stuff. It sucks for me that I can't see it because I'm in such a far red county that everything to me is almost given to me. You know what I mean? I don't see any of this division, but I know it. I hear people and I hear y'all's voices and shit. The thing I wanted to come up really quick, I was just going to do a funny, I've been working on a Trump impression. I wanted to shout out your Discord really quick. So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's check this out. Well, what a great panel we've got here. A great panel. Yeah, look at Santana. What a great person. A tremendous person. And if you have not joined his Discord, what are you doing? It's a brilliant Discord, and some say the greatest Discord of all time. You have to join, and if you have not joined, we're going to tariff you. We're going to send tariffs to your doorstep. We're going to do
that. That is awesome. I've heard your Trump a few times. I absolutely love it. I can't do a Trump to save my life.
I've been working on an RFK too. I've been working on an RFK.
Oh, that has to hurt.
It does hurt. Yeah. It hurts real bad. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm always in the chats. I love your lives. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be sitting down here. I appreciate you letting me up and stuff. But yeah, I don't have much to talk about this topic. Because like I said, I'm in such a far right county that it's hard to see all this stuff. It's hard to see, but I can hear everyone. You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you coming up, and I appreciate you doing that for us. Thank you, Tanner.
For sure. I see it, dude.
All right, have a good one. Someone said the Discord link expired. Yeah, so what you have to do in order to be able to access the Discord, you have to be a subscriber. If you want to grab a subscription, we have a subscription goal of the evening of 15 subscribers. To become a subscriber, you get access to the Discord. You get access to the Fast Pass if you want to join the panel and have these conversations. You also get access to a monthly kick where if we're having Discord and there's multiple people of the same position on the panel and you don't like what they're saying, all you have to do is type kick and you get them up out the paint. You also get access to advanced information. I'm working on a lot of different things, a lot of different connections, working with a lot of different creators, and so you can get inside scoops as far as that goes. So if you are interested, go ahead and grab a subscription. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and go around the panel and do some quick introductions. So let's start with Misha. Misha, how are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Misha, so who did you vote for in this past election, and what do you expect out of these next 4 years?
So in this election, I did not vote because I am not able to vote. So
Well,
I'm a green card holder.
oh, okay.
Y'all
So
vote for me and I live with the consequence.
got it. So let's play the hypothetical game. If
It
you
would
could have
have
voted,
been Kamala.
it would have been Kamala. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, since we are stuck with President-elect Donald Trump, what do you expect out of these next 4 years?
What I expect is Okay, so what I've seen is basically the veil of society has been dropped. It's it's what people used to say in the dark and what you'd like say in your little households and groups are now like the reality of life. Meaning where you say racism won, it's completely true. And regarding like people of color or like black people who went out and say, let me go and vote for this person, I just find it so hard. Like the person literally showed you who they are and you chose not to believe. And I understand men who said, okay, I just cannot vote for female. But at the end of the day, like, what are you telling your wives and your daughters and your nieces and whoever female that are in your life that your rights have no value to me? You succeeded in life. It's okay to be good, but just remember, you'll never be too good.
Yeah.
And like, it's basically just like the unwritten rules are now being said, and I just think we're gonna like F around and find out. And it's so
Yeah.
funny how uneducated this entire country is, to be honest with you. Like, I've really noticed that after this election, just like listening even on TikTok, a lot of people's point of view. I don't know if you know about this guy called Parker. He has a really big following on TikTok.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Okay, so I was on Parker's live today. Not on it, but I was listening in Parker's live, and there was this guy who said the reason why he voted for the other person, well, the guy who won, is because he wanted abortion to
AB.
be. Yeah, sorry, he wanted that. That was the reason why he voted. He voted for the AB, for it to be gone and whatever. So Parker asked him, like, do you even know what when conception started? He's like, yeah, in the tubes.
Yeah,
Everybody-
no.
What the hell?
I've heard that absolutely. But listen,
So it's the-
so hold that thought because I want this is just a quick introduction. I want to get to
Yeah, my
everybody
bad.
on the panel. No worries. But I agree with you. I do think that it sends an absolute message to the women in America about you can be good, but not that good. Quick question before I move off of you as well. Oh, thank you, Olivia, for the subscription. What you said you're a green card holder. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm from Jamaica.
Jamaica. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Go back on mute for me just a moment. I want to come back to the person in the first box. Is it Slugs54? How do you say your username? Gonna send you a request to come off mute.
It was a mistake. I'm sorry.
Oh, you didn't mean to come up on the panel?
No, I'm sorry. I made a
Well,
mistake.
you're
I
here.
can't
You don't
talk.
want to stay with us?
I have a CPAP on it. I can't talk
okay.
right now.
No worries. I'll drop you down, my friend. Thank you so much. Are you gonna tap while you're down in the comments?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Theory, how are you this evening?
I'm doing great, Santana. How are you?
Wonderful. Theory, can you tell the people who you voted for and what do you expect out of these next 4 years?
Well, I voted for Kamala Harris, and I hope we can expect what we saw in South Korea.
That is overly optimistic. Again, I've seen people saying this, and like the fact that what was it, Chris? Was it like 168 to 0, or like, do you remember what the number was for the vote in South Korea?
Yeah, it was actually something erroneous like that. It was close to 170, but yeah, there was like nobody voted against it.
Yeah,
So.
like there's no way. I'm sorry. I am the most optimistic person ever. There's no way we could get that type of consensus here in America. But that is
So
a
what
good
I,
thought.
what I mean by that is it's not necessarily the voting that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that sat there and saw what was getting ready to take place, and they were like, oh no, this is not happening, not on my watch. And it's the avoidance of the silent acquiescence that I'm looking for.
Look at you, Theory, hitting me with a curveball. Okay. Perfect. Go back on
I'll go
mute
back
for me
on
just a
mute.
moment. Thank
Okay.
you. Gavin the Goat, how are you this evening, my friend?
I'm doing great, and yourself?
Wonderful. Gavin, who did you vote for, and what do you expect out of these next 4 years?
I voted for our current president, and I'm expecting in the next 4 years economic growth, peace
Wait,
talks
hold
with
on.
Americans.
You said you voted for our current president?
Yeah, well, he's about to be.
Oh,
I
you mean
voted for
okay? You
Donald.
voted for Trump, the president elect. Okay, got it, got
Yeah,
it. I was about to say you voted for Biden, Joe
yeah.
Biden.
I'm manifesting it all too early, I guess. And that's
Okay,
what I voted
all
for.
right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your sentence. I apologize.
Yeah. Well, I'm expecting economic growth within the next 4 years, multiple peace talks. The same way there was plenty of peace talks in his first 4 years, and hopefully, as things play out, people that were on one side can kind of start to understand, like, things weren't always what they were played out in the media, because I do believe the media stirs the pot and creates a major divide in the people.
You know what? You and I can agree on that one for sure. I mean, they have a term: if it bleeds, it leads, for a reason. So I think you have a point with that. All right, perfect, perfect. Go back on mute for me just a moment, please, my friend. Allie, how are you this evening?
Hello, how are you, Santana?
Wonderful, wonderful. Allie, can you tell the people who you voted for and what do you expect out of these next 4 years?
I voted for Vice President Kamala Harris, and then honestly, I'm expecting a lot of fuck around, find out, and a lot of mayhem. If
FAFO.
I'm gonna be, it's people are starting to realize that what they voted for is not exactly what they planned on, especially with China and the whole exports of precious metals. I don't think that they're understanding how consequential that is, and especially when it comes to women's rights. It's going to be a long 4 years. That's
Ooh.
all I got to say.
You know what? And I'm going to keep it funky with you. I just hope it's only 4 years. So, anyway, perfect. Go back on mute for me just a moment. The Candid American, how are you this evening, my friend?
Hey there, Santana. I'm well. And yourself?
Wonderful, wonderful. Who did you vote for in this past election, and what do you expect out of these next 4 years?
Sure thing. So I voted for Donald Trump. And what I expect over the next 4 years, and I know it's going to happen, is Black Americans now having a sense of identity and identifying with the country of their birth and their birthright and nationality. And just having a different trajectory of success and community as it relates to the Black community specifically, because I do think that this this election was a precursor to what's going to happen with us. And for America, I think
Hey,
that
let me throw this at you real quick. Are you a Black American?
I am.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to verify. I didn't want to assume anything. Thank you for that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure thing. And for America, I think that what we're going to see and what I want to see is that Americans are not necessarily identifying with parties, but just again, the fact that we are Americans is what makes us one. And at the end of the day, that's what our common ground is. We're Americans.
You know what? The one thing that I will say about that for sure is I think that we do fall behind party lines a lot, right? And I've said this a million times over and over and over, and even before the election, and I will keep saying this. One, the two-party system sucks, right? I think that we definitely need more than two parties, but at the end of the day, whoever's in office needs to be doing whatever's best for us as Americans, right? And I don't take any excuses from Republicans or Democrats, and I hate when they say, well, I can't do this because of Republicans or I can't do this because of Democrats. They have to work together and do what's best for us as Americans. So I definitely agree with you on that point.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Go back on mute for me just a moment, please, my friend. Chris, what up, though?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Hey, can you tell the people who you voted for and what do you expect out of these next 4 years?
I voted for Kamala, and man, guys, so one of my subject matter of expertise is foreign policy, and guys, it is not looking good right now because of what Trump did his first presidency, but I see us getting into a conflict with Russia over Syria. If you guys haven't been paying attention to the news, Syria is getting fought over right now between the Assad and the FSA. The FSA, the Free Syrian Army, is the group that Israel gives unwavering support for, right? Trump appointed somebody that's very loyal to Israel, and right now they're getting Russia dragged into Syria because in Aleppo is their only warm water port. So I'm very concerned that America's sons and daughters are going to get dragged into a conflict here soon. And to make matters worse, DeSantis might be dragged into the Secretary of Defense, and he doesn't have that much experience.
I saw that, Chris.
I'm concerned about our sons and daughters are about to get dragged into something they don't need to be because of Trump. But I'll just end it there. Yeah.
That completely goes against what Gavin was just saying. I'm not going to start off here, but at some point, Chris and Gavin, I want you guys to have a conversation because you guys are diametrically opposed on that opinion. But perfect. Thank you, Chris. 4M, how are you this evening, my friend?
I'm doing well. You?
Wonderful, wonderful. Can you tell the people who you voted for and what do you expect out of these next 4 years?
I voted for Kamala Harris, and I expect over the next 4 years our economy is going to tank for obvious reasons. There's going to be a lot of people losing their rights. There's going to be a huge push from the right to make this a Christian nationalist country. And like Chris was saying, our foreign affairs is in complete fuckery right now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Go back on mute for me.
Yep.
And last but not least, Wing. How do you say your username? Wing AW. Well, how do I say that?
Wingard.
Wingard. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to mess it up. Wingard, can you tell the people who you voted for and what do you expect out of these next 4 years?
Yeah, so I voted for Kamala, and my expectation is that, hey man, it's time for this empire to finally, fail. You know, I don't think people understand our place in the world. People don't get out enough to know what people truly think about Americans.
Oh, you cut out.
Like the BRICS nations, they don't want us at the top of the. They don't want us there. So,
Wingard, can you hear me?
Oh, sorry. My bad.
You got the red bars. Let me mute you for a
My bad.
second.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got red bars. Let me just mute you for a second, okay? All right, we're gonna mute you for a second. And hopefully your signal will clear up. Guys, all right, we have a wonderful panel here, and I'm super excited about the conversation that is to be had this evening. This is the last night we're gonna be running this topic. We will have a new topic next week, and of course, this is the last night with late nights with Santana for this week. The rest of this week, we will be doing sparring with Santana, and your boy got something special planned for this Sunday too. So there's that. With that being said, guys, let's keep tapping the screen, get this thing up to 50,000 likes. Just a quick read for the people on the panel. Guys, I want us to be able to have this conversation. And so in order to be able to have this conversation, I want you guys to please be mindful of certain TikTok-friendly language. So when we're talking about things, please use things like AB, Unalive, Smex, C19, Mustache Man, Snotsy, all of those types of things. That not only protects your TikTok, but it actually protects the live and allows us to continue to have these conversations. Also, please remember that this is a safe and friendly community. What does that mean? That means we don't deal with any of the isms, racism, sexism, classism, and we also don't do any of the phobias, homophobia, transphobia, none of that. We don't deal with that on the panel, nor do we do that in the chat. So if you are in the chat and you are participating in any of that, my mods will mute and block you. We do not play. So, also one last thing, guys, in the chat, caps are for mods. Please remember that. Please be mindful of that, and please don't use caps because that takes my attention away from the actual panel in this conversation, and it draws my attention to the chat. And you guys know me; I'm easily distracted. I'm easily distracted. So with that being said, guys, we are going to go ahead and get started. One last reminder, we do have our nightly donation goal of $250. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, which is on the screen. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. So if you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, and you want to help support, keep these lives going, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. If you're not following me yet, go ahead and hit that follow button. And because I do host these panels and also do sparring with Santana, a lot of different things along those lines. Last but not least, let's get this up to 50,000 likes, share the live out, knock out the daily goal, do all the good things to let the TikTok know that we are here for a wonderful, wonderful evening. One last quick thing. I saw Zena in the chat. Zena, what up? Zena, I really need you up here at some point this evening to get on to this topic, because I would love to hear your voice on this topic as well. So if you have time and you're around, please, please, please. Jessica Simone too. What up, Jess? Drop some motherfucking coconuts in the chat for Jessica Simone. Jess, you haven't been in on this actual conversation yet either. So if you have the availability at some point this evening, I would really love to hear you come up and talk about this as well. One other quick thing, we have Bernice, who is kicking us off the right way. W's in the chat for Bernice. Bernice sent a $2 donation to get us started. So guys, we're only $248 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Cash Out, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. With that being said, I want to start with the Candid American. And guys, the Candid American, so you were speaking more so on the sense that you think that Donald Trump is going to be good for Black America, right? Good for Black America in the sense of not only being able to quote unquote self-identify, right, and really dig into who we are, but it's going to be prosperous for Black Americans. So the Candid American, can you kind of break that down for me? Because there's a lot of Black people. I mean, we see that, you know, you're kind of at the other end of the spectrum where there were 92% of Black women. And again, I don't want to take this for granted. Are you a Black woman?
Yes, I'm a Black woman.
Okay, perfect. So 92% of Black women voted for Kamala Harris, but you are in that group of 8% that voted for Donald Trump. So I want to get a kind of an understanding as far as what really pushed you towards Donald Trump over Kamala Harris, and how do you feel about the other, 92% of Black women in America who are hurt and disappointed by the election of Donald Trump?
Sure thing, and thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So to answer your question, I'll answer your last question first. What do I think about the Black women that are hurt that Donald Trump is in office? A lot of them are hurt because they believe that America chose a YT man over a BLK woman. They believe in the whole misogyny and sexism thing. I didn't go off of that. I didn't go off of emotions. I didn't vote as a woman. I didn't vote as a BLK woman. I voted as an American. And I think that once we, who are more so democratically inclined to vote that way, once we get over the whole racism thing and sexism thing and all of that, I think that we can then see clearly what's in the best interest of us and also America. And that's how I feel. But I respect their votes. I respect their opinions and how they feel, but it's not really valid to me. So that's how I feel about that.
Okay. That's understandable. What about the first part of the question? How do you think that Trump is going to help Black people progress over these next 4 years?
So again, I think that there's a general consensus throughout the world that Black Americans don't really have an identity or a sense of identity and purpose. And they don't really claim this country. Right? So right then and there, that lets you know psychologically something is wrong. You're literally born here, have a birth certificate. This is your history. This is your country and future. Yet you don't identify with your nationality. So I believe that Trump being in office, we have a more patriotic American, and we have black people being more patriotic, and they are actually identifying with being an American in this country and wanting to claim it as their own, as they should, and rightfully so. I think that that in itself is going to advance black Americans, because being black here in America has not really gotten us anywhere. Running off of black issues, being the loud squeaky wheel that talks about black, 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 oppression, oppression, oppression. You have to add more substance to that argument. And I think that if you stand up and speak as an American, you will hear and get more. But just being black and just running off of that, it has gotten us nowhere. So I do think that Trump will also bring the black family back together. His presidency and his slight bans on AB will also allow more black babies to be born. And those black babies are our future. We as a black community, especially black women, since the 70s have unalived via AB more than 20 to 40 million black babies. Imagine if they were here today. Imagine if we then would be just 13% of the population. So it's a lot that was riding on this election that I voted for, not just now, but the future. So that's how I feel about that.
Okay, that's definitely understandable. This is what I want to do, John. If you don't mind, I want to swap you out for a moment, just for somebody. If you don't mind, I want to get one other person in on this, but if you hang around, I'll get you right back up here, okay?
No, it's your live. That's fine.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Chris, you had your hand up. I think you had something that you wanted to say.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let Allie take care of the AB part because that's
Yeah. No, I didn't want to do the AB part, and
I'm going to address the 80% of the other things that she said because I have a contrarian view. Yeah, so with that being said, right, there's been numerous times in history where we've just tried to advocate as Americans and it didn't get us anywhere. Like when we tried to build Black Wall Street in Tulsa and it got burnt down. Secondly, you're talking about having literal more identity. Awesome. You're advocating for somebody that currently with 18 states and counting is banning books that's even teaching other people in schools about the fact that the transatlantic slave trade happened, about the fact that we had a civil rights movement, civil war, and like other things like that. That is no way going to solve the issue. Also, it's funny how you're talking about, trying to feel more American. You know what a program is that's actually helping with that? DEI, but what's Christopher Rufo trying to get Trump to? Get rid of DEI. And guess what that works on the S&P 500? Companies that invest in DEI outperform ones that don't. And what does that help black Americans do? Be more American by being in these executive roles, but you advocate for somebody that wants to take those opportunities away. And by the way, also somebody that literally put a big downgrade to HBCUs by about $16 billion. And the last thing I'm going to say about DEI that's also going to impact getting rid of that program is going to have a penalty on HBCUs because they get government funding. So this is only going to cause more turmoil. This is only going to cause more division. And you want black people to feel more American when literally the president that's coming is only going to work the system against our favor. Opposite effect of what you want to happen. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Chris. So real quick before we go, because apparently we're in the sub. Hey! Thank you for the subscription, Sammy Jr. Guys, we are in a sub wave now. Meaning we have 15 minutes and we need, I think it's 3 more subscribers. 3 more subscribers. If you are interested in grabbing a subscription, please go ahead and do so. It gets you access to Discord, Fast Pass to get up on the panel. It also gets you access to a monthly kick where if there's someone on the panel and you don't want to hear what they're talking about and there's someone of the same opinion as them, you can get access to a monthly kick. So if you are interested, please go ahead and grab a subscription. I want to say a quick what up to my brother Zay. What up, Zay?
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, Santana? What's going on, Chris? How y'all doing today?
Just out
Happy
here.
Friday.
Wait, you can't say that. It's not Friday for me yet.
I said Friday Eve.
Friday
Eve.
It's Friday Junior. Hey, thank you for the sub.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Zay, I like that hat. Let me see. I like that hat. Oh, I like that.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I'm more than happy to join in this conversation because
hold on. I'm going to come back to you. I just want to say hey to you real quick. I wanted to come to Misha, because of course you are a green card holder, but you are a black woman because you are Jamaican. I wanted to give you an actual opportunity to kind of respond to what the Canadian Americans said. Specifically, if you have any opinions as far as black women and the AB topic or things along those lines, I would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Thank you. So, firstly, she mentioned something about our birth certificate saying that or your birth certificate saying that you're from a nation, so you should live that truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you voted for the person who wants to end birthright citizenship, a lot of black people in this country, even though you're black by race, you might not be black by black American standards, or you're not black through the whole enslavement, and then you end up, you get my point. I don't want to go into it like that. So for you to say stuff like that we should be more in our I don't even know how to put it regarding what she said, but I just found that very funny that you voted for the person who wants to literally take away rights from other black people. You know what? When you end birthright citizenship, the only thing that somebody needs a citizenship in this country to do is vote and become president. If you're a citizen here, you can vote. If you were born here, you're eligible for presidency. Imagine you live in a land that you can't vote for the person who's going to put you, you're born somewhere, you're a nomad to that land, and you cannot vote for the person who's going to put laws in place to justify your entire life. You cannot run for the highest council of the land. That's worse than what's that thing called, monarchy in the UK, because right there you had to be born in royalty. Basically, they're telling you that, hey, you are born here, yes, but you will never be good enough to rule here. So when I heard the birth certificate part, it kind of nudged me the wrong way. And regarding the AB on black women took their life in their hands. Black women decided that, hey, my child will no longer be a product of the system. My child will no longer need food stamps and will need Medicaid to survive. I'm going to take my decisions and my consequences in my own hands and make the conscious decision that when I choose to have a child, I can afford it. No longer are we going to be burdens on the system. No longer are we going to be, case number 444 at the housing office. Black people are now waking up and doing the whitewashed way of life and say, hey, we having 2 kids, Billy and Jane, that's it. We're not going to bring 15 kids in poverty. We're not going to bring 15 kids to an education system that is now defunded. Black people are filling up them private schools. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and let me tell you, this is black excellence. This is the Mecca over here. All our kids are in private schools. So defunded education did not bother us because in Georgia, we know what we want and we know how we're going to make it happen. And for the person who said that the media around the world, that the media is brainwashing, how about watching another media? I don't even watch the US media. I watch the media coming from my country, meaning that journalists who are unbiased to a party is reporting facts. And trust me, the facts are still not saying the way that you wanted it to go. The facts are still going against the person. So if you think the media here is brainwashing you, Fulton County in the comments, I got you, girl. If you think the media here is brainwashing you, trust me, in other countries, they're saying the same thing. World leaders are laughing. The US is now a laughing stock. People are saying, oh, I don't want to go there. So when you think there's a influx of immigrants just running through the wall to get here, that's not happening.
I know
that is just not happening.
That's right.
So I hear you as a black woman to sit here and say that because you feel entitled to, or you feel that it makes sense for you to say that, and I respect your views on it. But I'm gonna tell you straight up, miss me with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna pause.
Thank you. So this is what I want to do because there's a couple of people that I want to hear from, right? I want to give the Candid American an opportunity to respond because that was a lot. Ali, I know you want to speak to the AB portion. I definitely want that to be able to happen as well. I want to hear from Zay because I would love to hear what he has to say on this topic. But I also, Zay, I might hold you for a separate part of a conversation because I want to come back to Galvin and I wanted to kind of hit on something that the Candid American said because I want to hear from Galvin, Chris, and Zay on this, but about the being patriotic, right? Because the Candid American said black people are becoming more patriotic, so I want to speak to that as well. So there's a lot that I want to happen. In theory, I haven't forgot about you. We definitely want to hear from you as well. No. I don't want you to go anywhere. There's just a lot of meat on this bone, and so I just wanted to give everybody kind of a rundown and just ask everybody on the panel, hold tight with me for a moment. I want to get to everybody. With that being said, guys, let's get the likes up to 100,000 likes. We're almost there. Also, we only need one more sub to get to our close out the sub wave. So if you're interested in subscribing, please go ahead and get a sub. It gives you access to a fast pass to get up on the panel, access to a monthly kick, and also access to an amazing Discord. We have an amazing community. With that being said, the Candid American, I wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of respond in whichever way that you wanted before we move around a little bit more, because I know a lot of people said a lot of things. Thank you for the heart, me.
Yeah, sure thing. So, I'll start with Misha. She was the last one, and her comments are fresh on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the things that I find appalling is that individuals like yourself believe that black women are a burden on the system, right? You said you took your power back by having ABs, and you don't want your child or you to depend on food stamps and welfare and all of that. I'm sure you're aware that African American women, or just African Americans in general, are like only 20% of food stamp recipients. I'm pretty sure you're also aware that as black women, or as a black woman, that 44% of food stamp recipients are two-parent households. And of that 44, over 30% are married. So the whole narrative around black women, what you think of us, black American women, are tax burdens on taxpayers because we receive government assistance, is wild to me. Also, I notice when individuals are first-generation Americans, it's almost like they have this vendetta against Americans, especially children of immigrants. For whatever reason, they say these things and they get mad at black individuals like myself who have a sense of nationhood or patriotism towards their own country. This is my country. I live here. I have no other country to go to. I'm not trying to go to Jamaica, Haiti, Africa, none of that. This is my country. So therefore, when you come here, I don't care if you Jamaican, Haitian, white, Mexican, put some respect not only on my name, but on my country's name. You can't come here straight up disrespecting my country, and that's what I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing that individuals like yourself that advocates for AB for the black community, that's counterproductive and counterintuitive. Do we not want our children to be born? So that is another reason why I voted for Trump, because again, I want our children to be born. Government assistance is there if you need it and if you're eligible, even for illegal immigrants.
Undocumented
So
immigrants,
I just wanted to say that, and illegal ones. I mean,
well, no.
as long as
People,
their children.
hold on 1 second. I just want to get this clear, and this is just a point of like my panel, my community, things like that.
People are
can't
not
be,
illegal.
yeah.
People can never be legal.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh,
Kennedy.
you don't want to say that.
Kennedy. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, people can't be illegal, so we say undocumented immigrants. I know what you're saying. I just want to make sure I set that expectation. But I'm sorry
Okay,
for
I got you.
interrupting.
My
No
apologies.
worries. No worries.
No,
Go right
you're
ahead.
good. So I'll say it this way. So undocumented immigrants that came over here illegally. And also, can you say illegal or aliens?
You could
I'm
just
not
say
sure. I work
undocumented
for the
immigrants.
state. So, I mean, I work in government and we literally classify people being here illegally as being here illegally. We call them that. So I get it though, to respect your panel. Now, I mean, I really don't have much to say because I'm not trying to project how I feel onto people, and I'm not trying to have a gotcha moment. It's just the way I feel as a Black American woman, and I stand on what I say.
That's understandable. That's understandable. Thank you so much. All right, go back on mute for just a moment. Guys, again, tap the screen. Let's get this thing up to 100,000 likes. The likes, for some reason, have stopped moving. So let's make sure that, you know what? 5 minutes to get up to 100,000 likes, or we're going to sub-only chat. 5 minutes to get it up to 100,000 likes, or we're going to sub-only chat. So this is what I want to do. Gosh, Allie, I want to come. Allie, can you hold on just for a moment when with the AB talk, because I want to come to you, but she said the patriotic thing again, and I really want to get into that. So, Allie, would you mind if I come back to you and we hold that AB topic just for a moment?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
It's easy, quick, I promise. Are we allowed to tap?
Can I go to the patriotic after?
Yes, you are.
If the panel taps, it doesn't affect your life?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, good.
All right,
Okay.
perfect. Thank you. Gavin, so I'm making kind of an assumption, but I don't want to make this assumption. I want to double check with you. Is that you in the profile picture? It looks like someone that's in the military.
Yeah, that's me. So I did 4 years in the Marine Corps, and I'm out now.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So this is what I would like to talk about, because the Canadian American said something that's super interesting to me, and she said that she thinks Trump will help ignite a sense of patriotism in Black Americans. With that being said, do you think that Trump, not just for Black Americans, but just in general, is someone who's going to be patriotic and actually spearhead patriotism throughout all Americans? And I mean, could you see more people wanting to actually be proud of being an American because we have Trump in office?
So, I mean, the 4 years that I did serve in the Marine Corps, like, majority of a lot of the people I worked around were African Americans, and that was during the whole Biden administration.
Oh, you cut out on me, Galvin.
Like,
oh,
there's a lot of like negative things said about.
wait. Hey, Gavin.
Biden.
Gavin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You cut out for a moment. Can you rewind that for a little bit, please?
Yeah, I was receiving a phone call, so I just quick declined it.
Yeah,
I stopped
no
talking about it. But.
No worries.
So, but yeah, so like majority of a lot of the Black people I served around with, like I myself am a Mexican American, and a lot of the other Latinos that I worked with, and a lot of the African American peoples that I worked with, like they did not like serving. And it's such an interesting thing, because it's like the whole stereotype is that like a lot of Black people voted for him, and like where I can see that my demographic being in the military was different versus like people that are just out in town living a normal day-to-day life. So I would say a lot of the black voters and Marines that I worked with, they all had voted for Donald Trump, and they were upset. But like come this election, because I just got out recently, like I'm talking 2 weeks ago. So, that was the whole election was still going, and I was still working around a lot of these people. They were really on fire for the election and stuff. And, it was the talk of the town, like over here, and like everyone was talking about it on bases and whatnot. And I never really heard from anyone that I worked around that said they wanted Kamala Harris to win. So, and that was a lot of like people of color.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So this is what I want to do. I want this reply to be a two-parter, right? And guys, we got 1 minute to get another 12,000 likes. Again, if we need to get to 100,000 likes, or we're going to sub only. Also, you can go ahead and grab a subscription. Look like we missed the sub wave. But we got 1 minute to get another 11,000 likes. Let's get this thing to 100,000 likes, or I am going to go to sub only. So this is what I would like to do. Chris, I would like for you to respond to Gavin and also the Canada American from a military perspective, right? With someone who has served in the military and can lend that actual point of view. But then Zay, I want you to respond in the sense of a black person's perspective as far as being patriotic for this country. So I want to handle that in a two-part. So Chris, you first. You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I had to turn my mic off because anyway. Yeah, so I did almost 10 years in the military. So cool. The weakest type of evidence that you can possibly have is called anecdotal experience. Just because you said my black friends thought this, cool. Let's actually go over the numbers between Trump and Biden because I actually served under both of them, right? So why was there more hate crimes towards black people under Trump's presidency? There was more recorded by the ADL FCC. There was a significantly higher amount of white supremacist propaganda during his period, right? So regardless of what you say, cool, that's fine. It's where the rubber meets the road, right? I don't think it's going to be better for the black community with more stop and frisk, with more, banning 300 books in 18 different states, to teach people that black history matters, right? None of that's going to happen. I don't think him trying to get rid of all Democrats in the military, right? Which I'm sure there's going to be some black people mixed in there as well, according to Agenda 47. That's going to be really good for the black community, right? And patriotism is defined as a devotion to your country. But how am I going to have a devotion to my country that's not devoted to me back?
Ooh.
Anyway.
Perfect. All right. I think that was the perfect layup. Zay, speaking of that devotion to your country, that patriotism that black people actually lack, is Trump gonna instill that patriotism in black American and have us stand up and say, I'm proud to be an American? Zay, talk to me.
Shit, you're funny, Santana. Anyways, I just find it absolutely crazy, especially when it comes to, everything that was said already, because I'm a complete contrast to Chris. I have never once served in the military myself, but I also know for a fact that as a black man, as a self-respecting black man, I more than likely won't anytime soon. And here's why I say that, because every which way this country continues to prove why they are disappointing to the black community, right? Don't get me wrong, when it comes to, people joining the military, I will still have high respect for you doing what you need to do, make your money, serve your country, go out, serve, go on all the tours in the world. You still have my respect for that. I can't do it myself when it comes to the fact that I myself, as a black man, can literally still get tased in the face or pepper sprayed in the face by a police officer while still wearing my uniform. I cannot sit here and serve my country knowing that they are literally okay with banning books by Ruby Bridges. Yes, if those that don't know, Moms for Liberty, a far-right conservative organization, is literally out here advocating for the banning of Black history books, including Ruby Bridges, the very first black child to join a white school during the Civil Rights Movement, right? On top of all that, right, we also have Trump literally trying to abolish the Department of Education, which will absolutely destroy everything that HBCUs have been working towards ever since segregation has also ended. Not only that, right, you have to consider the fact that they will do absolutely nothing to these states like Florida and others that are willfully out here trying to teach black children that slavery was somehow beneficial to black people. I can't get behind that. I can't put on a uniform and say, I'm going to represent this country, I'm going to serve this country, and they simultaneously trying to teach our black kids that. I can't do that, respectfully. So when I hear, oh, can Trump, out of all the presidents throughout the history of this nation, Trump will somehow make black people feel more patriotic and more proud to be American, especially if we're talking about the same guy that is literally openly supported by every hate group known to man since the Holocaust, since segregation, since slavery, the Triple K, Proud Boys, Patriot Front, neo-Nazi groups, neo-mustache groups that still march to this day, literally exerting hatred every which way they can because they are literally protected by the police. I can't, as a black man, sit here and say, you know what? I think I'm gonna serve my country. No, I can't do that. I really can't, frankly. So I don't get how Trump of all people is gonna be the one to say, I'm gonna be proud to be an American. I don't see that.
Oh, listen.
Host,
Hold
can I
on,
say
hold
something
on.
after you?
No, hold on. I know you want to get in on it, but you got to give me a second. So I'm gonna do this right because I was like, who's gonna earn it? And I knew for a fact when I set it up. Listen. Your old buddy Santana might be a little clever in the way that he does things, but I specifically set it up the way that I did with letting Chris and Zay kind of tag team that answer, and I think that both of them earned a hey. W's in the chat for Chris and Zay. That's what I'm talking about. Love it. Listen, all right, perfect. So this is what I want to call out real quick. W's in the chat for Andrea. Andrea sent $1 donation to our nightly donation goal and said, Andrea, no, sorry, it's not more. Listen, when I say everything is appreciated, I absolutely mean it. So thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for donating. W's in the chat for Andrea for that $1 donation. Guys, that means we are now only $247 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. There's 338 people watching, so if 227 people just send $1, just $1, we can close out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. It's going to be Santana Speaks 24, which is on the screen. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. So if you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. With that being said, this is what I want to do because, again, I want to give everybody an opportunity to actually speak. Kennedy, I know you want to speak. Theory hasn't had an opportunity to speak, and she's been up here and been super patient for a while. But this is what I want to do. I want to hit Gavin because I want to give Gavin an opportunity to respond. Oh, Theory, you're a veteran as well. Okay. All right. So this is what we'll do. Let's do this real quick. Kennedy, are you a veteran?
No, I didn't serve. No.
Okay. So this is what I want to do. We'll do this real quick.
Well, does educators sound as veterans? I mean, we're veterans too.
Yeah, but I'm trying to specifically get a flow for the panel.
Yeah, simply put, we're veterans, like, in fact.
Okay, give me a second. So this is what I want to do. Gavin, I want to give you an opportunity to respond, right? And then I want to actually, so we'll go Gavin, you can respond. Theory, you can respond. Candid American, I want to come back to you and allow you to respond. And then I want Allie to be able to get into the AB topic. We'll come back around to Kennedy, but I want to keep this moving and keep the flow. So, Gavin, the floor is yours first.
Okay, so first things first, I'm just here, boots on the ground style. I'm not no specialist in any field like Chris is, or like Zay, they're very educated, very, well spoken. I can't say the same for myself. I'm just here to kind of advocate.
Hold on, Gavin. Let me stop you for a second. Listen, my friend, you don't have to be able to pontificate in order to join the panel. You just have to be honest, transparent, and actually share your opinion. And that's all that's the only thing we ask for. So you're appreciated being here. Like that's perfectly fine. So don't say that. But anyway,
my whole point being, they're just really good with numbers and facts and percentages. And, I'm just here to talk about my own personal experience and, some of my own ideals and beliefs and whatnot. And, I'll even share some of the stuff from guys that I've worked with and whatnot. But, when it comes to the patriotism thing, man, Chris, you served under both, President Trump and President Biden, which is really cool. And, I was in the process of joining, after the election had happened, and President Biden, who, of course, I didn't want in office, got elected. And I'm bringing this up because, Zay, you said you wouldn't want to serve under President Trump. And that's exactly how I felt under President Biden. But it wasn't about my selfishness. I'm not saying you're selfish. I'm just saying, it wasn't about me being selfish in my beliefs into like, oh, I don't want to serve and I want to be a Marine because this guy's president and I have to salute, and like, this guy's the chief of staff. That wasn't my thought process. It was more selflessness and about, God, country, and that's how I felt about it. And so that's why I served. And, I had friends that went over to Afghanistan during the whole pullout, friends that graduated with my high school class, or friends that joined a little bit before me, because I had a lot of friends that joined the Marine Corps. 2 of my friends died there, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to say that, I was very selfish about like, not wanting to join during someone's presidency, because to me that wasn't what it was about. I felt like to me it was a higher calling because I'm patriotic. I read some of the comments, people saying I wish I was white. That's not true. I'm very in tune with my Mexican culture. I'm actually a mix of Mexican and French.
Wait, hold on. Are you don't read the comments, friend. Don't. I promise you, the comments get wicked. Don't worry about the comments. Stay up here with us.
Yeah, but it's just like listening to other people talk to it's kind of hard not to see.
Yeah,
but
I understand.
But yeah, like I'm very Latino, and that being said, like I know plenty of Mexican Americans who joined the military, and it's kind of a sad reason, honestly. I joined thinking I'd get a lot of stability financially. I mean, which I did. A steady paycheck is a steady paycheck, but is it a lot? Chris, and you know this, Chris, it's not. Especially when you're like E1 to E4, it ain't shit. But I got out as an E4, and so like I only got that good money in the last year. But yeah, I joined because I am a patriotic. I'm a Mexican American. I'm Mexican before anything.
Okay,
that's what I have to say.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Theory, the floor is yours.
Thanks. Okay, so first of all, Candid, I don't want to come at you and like jump all over you, right? Because I respect the way that you came up here, and I respect the way that you said, I'm not trying to force my opinions or my ideologies on others. I'm coming at you from my own perspective, and you spoke your truth, and I appreciate that, right? So as a 21-year vet, I retired in 2014. I'm retired Air Force. I was an E7 when I retired, and my last 5 years I taught military theory and science. I just have one question for anybody and everybody that thinks about this in a military standpoint. When they started the entire DEI program, it actually started way before that because it was called, oh my gosh, now it completely slipped my mind. What did they call it before, Chris? Irrelevant. Let's just say DEI, when it first started out, it was something else. But what they noticed was it didn't matter who came into the military. There was not enough representation at the top for any of these young airmen to come in and say, hey, one day I want to be Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, because it just didn't happen to be anybody. If you weren't my complexion, there weren't those people at the top to look at to say, hey, I too one day could be that particular thing. There was no representation. And now you have a president who's talking about taking DEI away, which means they have no care in the world for whether or not you have representation in the military. And let me tell you what the military actually is. All right. They make you drink the Kool-Aid from day one. Those that don't drink the Kool-Aid get put on the outside. And those that aren't drinking the Kool-Aid are usually the ones that are saying, this doesn't make sense to me. I want to question that. So when you don't have a protective barrier or a layer of someone that sees you and recognizes the same things that you're saying, and they're falling into what we in the military know as the good old boy system, right? I don't know, Chris, I don't know if you're familiar with the good old boy system.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Good old boy system is my friend gets hooked up before all else, and it doesn't matter if you, Candid, are the most amazing airman on the planet. You could have done everything under the sun. They're still not going to promote you because guess what? Their homeboy is doing things that is getting him in trouble, and they need to save him. So they're going to sacrifice your career to save a dirtbag because of the good old boy system. I just want to say that. And then lastly, I want to say this. when you serve in the military, we have the only apolitical military that exists. And what apolitical means is while you're serving, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. You are a whatever you're supposed to be in that moment. You follow the president. The president is going to give you legal, lawful orders to follow. And if he doesn't, are you going to have the bravery to stand up? Yeah, boy.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah, it's they knocked out the gift goal. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, cool. Yes. And so when he's giving you these orders, like for example, I don't know if any of you have ever seen the movie Mi Familia. It was all about Operation Wetback. That is going to.
We don't want to say. Yeah.
It's a legal term. I'm sorry. I don't. That's the name of the operation. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
Gotcha. Sorry if I got your line.
No, you're good. Go ahead. You're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so that was an actual operation where they deported Gavin's people over there, and what they did was it was ugly, and so they're going to use the military, which our military is not supposed to be used on our own soil unless there are enemies that are standing here on the soil physically attacking us. And he's talking about using the military to deport these people. And some of these people don't deserve deportation. They're just stuck in a system that will not allow them to progress through to be the Americans that you and I were naturally born to be. So therefore, they're going to have to make a decision. Do I support the Constitution? Or am I supporting this individual because I follow along with an ideology that he has as well? Sorry, I overtalked and I apologize. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you so much. Let me read these off real quick, and then Candid American, I want to come back to you for a response. Ali, I want to let you be able to get into the AB topic, and then Kennedy, of course, I want to come to you as well. Real quick, guys, W's in the chat for Tara, who sent a $5 PayPal donation. Thank you so much, Tara. I appreciate you. W's in the chat for Arthur, who sent a $14 donation. Guys, stop saying sorry whenever you send anything. Susan, I appreciate anything that you do. I don't care if it's 1 cent or whatever. Thank you for what you do. Yeah, boy. W's in the chat for Ty, who sent a $1 donation saying trans military feels the same. Patriotism who? I think that was to an earlier thing that was being spoken on. And then also W's in the chat for Tino, who sent a $10 donation, said it's Theory. Hey, Theory. Thank you so much for the $10 donation, Theory. Guys, so we now are only $205 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. There's 336 people watching, so if 205 people just send $1, just $1, we can close out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to actually support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. With that being said, Candid American, the floor is yours to respond, and then we'll move to Ali for the AB topic.
Santana, thank you for having me. I'm going to free up a box. Okay. I appreciate you.
Thank you so
and
much.
Everyone pay attention to silent acquiescence. Pay attention to that. Love y'all.
Absolutely. Love you. Thank you so much. Hey, Lulu. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Candid American. The floor is yours.
Yeah, no worries. So I first want to say I appreciate each and every one for their service. Really thank you for your service. I'm not, and never have I ever been in the forces of any kind. So I'm not a veteran or anything like that. I serve my country from a public service perspective, and I'm proud of that service to my fellow Americans. As I stated before, I like the fact that I am seeing more BLK individuals and individuals like Gavin become more patriotic and be more vocal about it. Because again, if we're not for our country, the question is, then who are we for? So the fact that I have a book here that says Black congressmen between 1870 to 2007. In that book, it's a congressional historical book. It talked about Black leadership and how, of course, the first Black leaders in office came from the Republican Party. They gave way for Black people to become leaders in Congress. But there's a picture in there of someone. He painted a picture of a right after I believe the Emancipation Proclamation. It was in the 1800s. Nevertheless, it was a black Republican, and of course they got him with the big lips and the kinky hair. Black man. He was putting on a tie, going down to vote. He had just got his rights to vote. And then there was a group of black Democrats along the way taunting him. It was like, look at you trying to vote for your country. That was back in the 1870s. So I understand that history repeats itself over and over again. Me being a black woman for 35 years, but also being a ascendant of black individuals that has been in this country for centuries, I say that it is a beautiful thing, again, to see that black people now have a sense of identity that's not across the water. And if we can't be for our country, we damn sure can be for ourselves, because black culture has become so damn toxic, I'm scared to touch it. And that's just the truth. And I'm a black woman. Ain't I a black woman? So the thing is, I get people are not used to individuals like myself. We're kind of like an anomaly. So when we speak, we get a lot of backlash. Some people call me Candace. Like a lot of people call me Candace. I don't get that. I'm my own woman with my own sense of intelligence, my own perceptions and views. And again, everyone that spoke on or spoke to the topic of patriotism that I brought up just spoke about their military experience. So again, I say it and I stand on it. We are becoming more patriotic as black people. And it's a beautiful thing to see here in our country for our country. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And that's it.
Hey, Jones, can I speak? Jones, please, can I speak, Jones? I want to respond, Jones.
Wait. I get it. Again, but Allie has been super patient. I'm gonna let Allie decide. Allie, do you want to give Kennedy an opportunity to respond to that, or do you want to go ahead and go into the AB topic?
No, I definitely think that the voices that are not mine need to be heard right now. This is not a topic for me to discuss right now. We can do AB after Kennedy is finished talking.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Go ahead. Kennedy, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so the fact that can I say black on this platform?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, okay, so the fact that a black woman will come up here and say what you just said says that she's not connected, she's not she's not invested, she's not committed to the community of blackness, because the same country that has held your ancestors to the fire, not mine, I'm Jamaican, all right? The same country that has done worse to your ancestors than mine, and you're patriotic and you're sympathetic. Come on now, you have lost your way. You have lost your way in so many ways, and I guarantee you right now, you cannot tell me that you have advanced economically above all black people in this country, to say that what you have done, you are annihilating the experiences of those people who have suffered under tyranny. You cannot come up here and talk about this idea of patriot. You patriot to what? To slavery? To gerrymandering? To voter suppression? What are you listen up. You cannot tell me all. You know what? Jones, I'm gonna tone it down for a minute. I'm gonna pause. Jones. I'm sorry.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, perfect.
Can I respond real quick to him before we go to the next topic?
Jones?
Yeah. Hold on one second, Misha. Yeah, go ahead, Cannon America, and then Misha will come back to you. But then Allie, I really want to give Allie an opportunity to speak. I don't want to forget about Gavin, Chris, and Zaya as well. But I go right ahead.
I need to get high. Oh, Jesus.
Zay, you are
Sure
not
thing.
muted. You are not muted.
Well, I'm going to say my unfiltered comment too. I haven't drank in like 7 years, but if I were to, it'd be tonight.
Candid America's, you
Yeah,
gotta stop.
so
The
that's the
floor is
thing.
yours. The floor is yours.
I appreciate it. Yeah. So again, I'm not the topic. So how dare you tell me who to vote for, how to look, and how to perceive my history? Again, ain't I a black woman? I never once said that I was against my culture and the community and all of that. I said that black culture has become toxic and I'm scared to touch it. But the thing is, again, with the Emancipation Proclamation and even with the Civil War, you don't think that there was a part of our country that was fighting to end slavery? Do you not think that we shouldn't pay homage to our country or respect our country or even be patriotic towards a country that did end these things? People that actually want to end gerrymandering did end certain things. My experience as a black woman, being born and raised in a black community, suburbs, homelessness, projects, all that, you name it, right? My experience have taught me that it's best to be American before anything else. You know how many Americans are black, white, and all these other different colors? They're all patriotic. So anyone that's patriotic towards this country, you're saying that they're wrong because this country did this and that back then and back when. This country has changed. And I'm not going to stay in the past. That's the problem. You allow people to keep you in the twilight zone. You can't tell your head from your behind, and you can't tell what's in front of you. I'm not looking for an applause, nor am I projecting. Again, this is my opinion based on the situation, my experience, America in the black community. So yes, I'm going to sit up here as a black woman and say everything I've said and stand on it. And I'll say it again. So I just want to make that clear. Again, I'm not the topic. Share your views about what we're talking about, not me, because you don't know me. And that's all I wanted to say.
Hey, Jones, can I respond? Respectfully.
No. Hold on for a second. Let me read these off real quick, guys. W's in the chat for Olivia, who sent a $3 Cash App donation. Said, "Love your live. Keep being you. You're awesome." Thank you so much, Olivia. Thank you for the $3 donation. W's in the chat for Howard, who sent a $1 donation in Cash App. W's in the chat for Stephanie, who sent a $1 donation in Venmo, saying that you are amazing, appreciate you. And I put that twice. Yeah, so that's it, guys. We are now only $200 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. With that being said, let's do this because Misha, you wanted to say something. I want to introduce, is it Badgered for Health? And I still want to get back to Allie. I still want to get to the rest of the panel. I don't want us to just lock in one spot. So Misha, I wanted you to be able to speak again as a black woman.
Thanks, Jones. So I have a few points. First point, before we jump off that, you mentioned about immigrants and how we basically shit on the country and speak bad about it. I'm not even gonna go down that road with you because I notice it's something in the black community, or there's a group of people in the black community spewing hate against immigrants. When you look at it, unless I open my mouth, you don't know I'm an immigrant. You think I'm your fellow black person. I'm the person looking out for you at the stoplight telling you go. I'm the person in Walmart telling you, go ahead, sis, in front of me. I'm the person looking out for you as my black sister and brother. So don't think because our passports and our birth certificates say something different that we should be given all this hate, that we should be treated less. The fact that you have more sympathy for a fetus or a zygote versus somebody who's living, breathing in front of your face speaks volumes. And two, Did you know that the U.S. Army has a great population of immigrants? And let me tell you, let me put you in the immigrant community. We join it because it gets us citizenship faster, in case you didn't know. So we go out and we fight. We are on the front lines for y'all. And I'm going to say for y'all because we still have our home country that if they tell us we got to come back, we got to come back and fight for them too. So let me just put you on game. Secondly, right, you mentioned the fact that, oh, you know, here you're trying to say that all black people are on food stamps. That no, I did not say that. I'm going to clear the air for you because I don't know if it goes through one ear, it doesn't really process or just go right back out. But what I did say is we as black people are realizing that we can be black excellence. We are not going to be held underneath nobody's thumb no more to feel like the crumbs that come off the table, the chitlins, the oxtail, the pigtails, that's what we deserve. No, we're buying our own cows. We're buying our own pigs. We're telling them that we don't need that no more. We can do better. So that was my statement when I said that black women are taking up their health and their fertility and their choice of starting a family in their own hands. Not to say I'm promoting ABs. And quite frankly, anybody who wants to do it, your body, your choice. That's my perspective, and I will die on that hill. But for you to say that is just beyond me. It is erroneous and it is beyond me. And secondly, as somebody who's from a country where almost everybody's winning as a black person, and bear in mind, I see the people in the comments to say, how can you talk in black and you don't look black? Jamaica is literally, the motto is out of many one people. We might not look black or we might not look a certain race, but we are Jamaicans, we're black people, we're mixed, we're whatever it is. And we know the struggle because when you walk in a room, nobody don't ask you to say, oh, what level black are you? How many percentage black are you? No, they just see a ninja walk through the door and that's what they're going to see forever. So if you want to live this segregated thing where we act like black immigrants and black people are not the same, do that. But just bear this in mind. If I see you in Walmart, I'm going to say, sis, you can come in front of me. If it's the last bottle of milk and I notice you have 2 kids and I don't have any, I'm going to give it to you because that's what we do for our black people. I'm going to continue to look out for you because I don't think you could look out for yourself. So when somebody else says stuff against your own type, I'm going to be the one on the front lines fighting for you. I'm going to be the one I'm going to be the one always there trying to make life easier for you. But when it turns around to try to help me or try to look in my direction, it's okay to listen to the masses and shit on us. It's okay to think that we're criminals and awful people. But bear in mind, we fill up the universities, we fill up the jobs, we got all the scholarships, we live in big houses, our kids go to private schools, that we drive good cars. And I land my plane right there, Hartfield Jackson.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so let's do this because I need to level set on something real quick. Let me read out these things, guys. W's in the chat for Tori, who sent a $5 donation saying Civil War revision has to stop. It absolutely has to stop. Civil War was fought over slavery. W's in the chat for Kennedy, who sent a $20 donation. Thank you so much, Kennedy. Guys, we are now only $175 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of the pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. With that being said, so guys, one of the benefits, of course, is being a sub is getting access to a monthly kick, which in all other situations, I would be kickity kicking, right? I will say that the Canadian American, there has been a request put in to actually kick, and I'm going to personally apologize to the subscriber who requested that kick. And the only reason that I am saying that is, sorry, I'm calling an audible on this one. I get why you guys want to kick, but I think it's, listen, I'm sorry, and it's not even because, it's funny or anything like that, but the Canadian American is a black woman who voted for Trump, who has a completely different view than the rest of us. And honestly, like, I think the panel is having a really good conversation. The Canada American hasn't been disrespectful or rude, hasn't, come off of mute, all this other stuff. And so, yes, I normally would kick the person if it's, another situation, but I think this is a conversation that needs to be had. So respectfully, I'm sorry. I'm personally apologizing, but I'm telling you, I don't, unless, the Canadian American just takes a complete left turn and crashes out. I would actually like her to be able to stay here and continue to have this conversation. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, subscribers. That's me calling audible. With that being said, though, I did have one request in the Canadian American. There's a request for you to source the book that you were speaking about. So they do want to know about that book that you were referencing.
I greatly appreciate that, Audible.
Listen, if you were wilding out, you would be gone. And I mean, like, and this is me genuinely saying this. I don't like what you're saying. There's a lot of people on the panel that don't like what you're saying, but you're not being harmful. You're not, slurring. You're not cursing. You're not. So, like, I think the conversation is needed. So that's why you're actually adding to the panel, in my opinion. So.
I agree, and I appreciate you seeing the value that I bring, even though it's a unpopular opinion and different perspective. I really do appreciate that, because I don't like half of the stuff they're saying, but I respect them for saying it as an American, as a Black person. But anyway, so the book is called, for anyone that wanted to know, it's Black Americans in Congress, 1870 to 2007. And it's the United States House of Representatives that prepared the book, and prepared the book says prepared under the direction of the Committee on House Administration of the U.S. House of Representatives, Robert A. Brady, Chairman, Vernon Elzer, ranking minority member. And yeah, so it was from the U.S. Government Printing Office in Washington, D.C. in 2008. And again, the book is called Black Americans in Congress from 1870 to 2007. And in that, you will see that the Republicans, again, were the first individuals to allow Black African Americans to be government officials, and so on and so forth. And you'll see a lot of great historical references to my conversations in this book. So I go ahead and mute myself again. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you. Kennedy, I'm coming back to you. I know you hadn't had an opportunity to say what you wanted to say. So.
Yeah. It's funny that, it's funny about all this, because these people don't know about Garveyism. Garveyism. All right? Garveyism is a guy that came from Jamaica, who came to the U.S., and he fought for the U.S., not Jamaica, the U.S., to go back to Africa. So, wait, one second. Can I ask one asking question? Can I ask one question to the candid person?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Do you know what Garveyism is?
I do know what Garveyism is, maybe not from your definition, but I'm also familiar with Marcus Garvey. And
I didn't define the Garveyism. Do you know what Garveyism is?
So is it the ideology that came from Marcus Garvey?
Do you know what Garveyism is?
Yes, it's that came from Marcus Garvey, yeah.
So I'm familiar. Okay, thank you. So yes, I'm familiar with it, but I don't know how you defined it.
I can't define it because Garvey lived his life doing it. So do you know what Garveyism is?
No, go ahead and tell me what Garveyism
The
is.
Garveyism was the idea that he came from an enslaved a section of you know what section he came from? Jamaica. Who was enslaved by whom? By England, right? And he came to the US thinking he had freedom, right? And he came here and he met the same Europeans, English people when tried to enslave him. And he said to himself, the only way for the Negro to be free back in the days, and just saying that, the Negro to go back to Africa, and Africa, the continent, not a country, the continent. So this is an immigrant. This is an immigrant that came here like multiple years ago, right? And he saw the same effery, and he says, "Oh my God, I thought it was happening in Jamaica. Let me go to the U.S. They're more actualized." And he go to America, and it's like it's the same white people. Oh my God, we can't save ourselves. Let's get back on the boat and go to where? The continent of Africa. He didn't say a country, the continent. Did you notice, ma'am? Did you notice?
Sir, I'm very familiar with Marcus
No,
Garvey.
no, that's not what I asked you. Did you know this?
Did I know what?
Did you know the why? I'm not gonna do this with you. I'm not gonna do this with you. Are you? So he came here, and if an immigrant back in those days knew that we got to get the hell out of here, and you're gonna talk about patriotism, miss me at the door, because that makes me know that you're not being honest.
I appreciate your own candor and perspective, but not only am I honest, like I said, I'll stand on it this lifetime and the next. I don't think anyone should teach anyone against their own country. And Black Americans, again, this is our country. Regardless of the great ideology that Marcus Garvey came over here with, it wasn't going to benefit African Americans. And we'll talk, that's not the topic of this conversation. So I have my own thoughts on that. But thank you for sharing. And again, I am familiar with it. And I respect your opinion. But remember, I'm not the topic, Kennedy.
Yeah. So let's do this because again, you know what? I kind of want to. I know Erica came up specifically to speak to her and be able to join this portion of the conversation. Badger for Health, I'm assuming you wanted to actually speak to her on this conversation as well. I still want to get back to Allie. Like, guys, so this is what I want to... let me level set for a moment. I want to make sure I'm giving people time to speak, but I don't want us to get bogged down in the bogged down in one person speaking for too long, because I want to kind of pick up the flow and let everybody get an opportunity to speak. With that being said, let's do this. Badger, you first. What do you want to join say about the conversation?
Oh, thank you. So me and her, I guess, are the same in a sense. Grew up in the same environment, like she mentioned projects and all these things, but I do have a different experience than her and a completely different opinion than her. I am a Kamala fan, and I don't understand how she's talking about Trump and how he actually will help America, because considering that during his last administration, he kept denying everything about Project 2025. But if you look at the Heritage Foundation's website, you see that he actually implemented 2/3 of the things that actually came to his desk. So, and he's going to do the exact same thing again. So for him to deny it the whole time, like, bro, this thing is actually going against you. And then with that, the things that he actually did that was negative to our community, was taking back some of those things that would have actually benefited us. How do you think that Department of Education, not just on the collegiate level, will dismantle the Black community? Like, who's going to send, when it comes to Department of Education and stuff like that, like these country towns and stuff, where people actually aren't? How are they going to get on a bus? Like, how are they going to like give voucher programs to these things? Like, everybody that Trump has on his cabinet makes at least almost like $100 million. Like, he's for the rich people. So I don't understand what you're saying, that he's going to actually do anything for you and our people at all. Like, remember 2020, he kept talking about that platinum plan. Didn't mention anything else about it this time because it doesn't benefit him now. So he got y'all, like, in 2020. Yes, he didn't win, but you people, you Trump supporters, let's put it that way, continue. Oh yeah, he's going to do such great things for our community. Like, in this election period, I can't remember anything that he's mentioned that he's actually going to do for our people. So for you to act like you're so patriotic and stuff like that, I just don't get it. Patriotic, like, I'm in the military too. I've been in almost 20 days will make 15 years for me. I want to get out for him. Like, y'all know, the ones that's been in, Chris. Yeah, bro, like, I've been in almost 15 years. I want to get out because of him. Like, that's messing up my whole career, because I've actually encountered a MST, SA assault in the military. So for me to actually be in, and I'm a leader in the military, I'm actually a major in the military. So for me to be in during this time, and I don't feel like I can effectively tell another airman, like, oh no, things are going to be good, you can get your justice, and see the system flow correctly. And how can I tell another female that when I don't feel it myself, when America basically said, nah, it's okay, well, like, let's go ahead and hire this guy as the head of us, the commander in chief, and now he's dang on trying to hire everybody else that has the same types of things. Like, they try to normalize these things within America, but no, let's be patriotic. Let's raise our hand and say, yes, this is good. Like, bro, this is not America. So for you to dang on be like licking their boots and stuff like that, like, what do you get at the end of this? And although I don't even mess with Byron Donalds, Tim Scott, even Candace Owens and stuff like that, you can't tell me that they're not more qualified than some of the people that's actually on the panel that he did pick. He did. Like, everybody kept saying how, I'm pretty sure all of us in this dang on chat said, like, oh yeah, he gonna definitely give that one Black position, HUD, to the one Black guy that he finally did choose. We thought that it'd be somebody that was licking his boots the whole time, but nah, they didn't get anything. So now they're quiet and gonna look crazy just like you. Like, we don't talk about DEI like, oh, we need to be in a room. Like, no, we're saying that we are qualified. So for them to take a lot of these provisions away from us and make it seem like we're not the most qualified for these positions. And even with Kamala, the only reason you mentioned earlier that we voted for her because she's Black. Like, no, she's demonstrably way more qualified than he actually is, and she actually cares about us. Y'all think that this billionaire care about you? Like, bro, what has he ever done that didn't benefit him and his pockets way more than it'll benefit you? Yes, taxes and stuff like that, but overall, that benefit him and his rich friends. Y'all just get your little $100-$200 or something like that extra, but that they don't care about you, bro. So I don't understand any of the things that you're saying. Like, I don't know. I'm disappointed. And the night of the election, I did not watch it at all. Like, I stayed up all night because you mentioned you a patriot because you work in your community. I do that too. I'm a reservist, so I own my own health insurance business. I primarily focus on low income Black people and white people in general, Americans, as you say. So I guess that's my other patriotic thing. But you can serve in the military too. I don't understand why you didn't serve. You're so patriotic, and you can have all the kids you want if you against AB. But my whole point, all of these things, it's like, yo, it was just disappointed in our people. And to me, you're personally a disappointment. I just don't understand your viewpoint and thinking that this man is actually going to do something to help us. Yes, things may happen because he's in office, but to say that our lives is going to be so much better because this guy that care about his rich people, not even just the whole Black and white thing. It's more about the human nature of things. Like, he has no humility. No, he don't care about humanity. Yeah. But that's it. I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries. Thank you so much. That's wonderfully said. Wonderfully said. So this is what I want to do. This is kind of taking a turn, and I kind of want to shift the overarching conversation. And so I want to do a couple of things. Thank you so much for the subscription. Let me read these off. W's in the chat for Kennedy, who sent another $20 to the nightly donation goal. Thank you so much, Kennedy. W's in the chat for Kimberly, who sent a $10 donation saying supporting your community. Thank you so much, Kimberly. W's in the chat for Joanna. Joanna sent a $50 donation, said love your content. Thank you so much, Joanna. I appreciate you so much. And W's in the chat to Gene, who sent a comment saying, you removed me, I'm listening, but still watching, but I'm going to protest. So thank you, Gene. Guys, we are now only $95 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Only 90. What happened to Health Badger? Oh, okay. Hey, if you, I don't know if you're still here, Badger for Health. If you want to come back up, please request back up. But guys, we're only $95 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. There's 375 people watching, so if 95 people send $1, we can go ahead and close this out. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, Santana Speaks 24, which is on the screen, is the best way to actually support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. This is what I want to do because this conversation is kind of morphed, right? And I want to have this conversation, especially because we have Erica up here. We still got Zay, we got Chris, we got Badger, Kennedy, Misha. And there's a couple of people in the chat there. I know there's some more Trump supporters. So this is what I want to do. Allie, I want to give you a chance to actually speak on AB because you've been super patient. But then after that, I want to drop you down and open up the box. I would love to get one more black Trump supporter up on the panel. If there's anyone in the chat that is a black Trump supporter and they want to join the panel to have this conversation, please request up. So if you are a black Trump supporter and you want to actually join the panel with Candid and we can fully flesh out this conversation, I would love to actually do that. Still Girls for Life, are you a black woman, or I'm sorry, a black Trump supporter? Or Steelers Gal for Life, are you a black Trump supporter? While I'm waiting for that reply, Allie, go right ahead.
I'll just be super quick.
Yeah.
Just a few points. A lot of what I talk about is intersectionality when it comes to things like this. So I touch on topics that concern not only my race, but as well as how it affects other women and other races. So when you talk about how, well, don't you want these black children to be born? We have to recognize that black women are fearful of giving birth in this country right now. They are the demographic that have the least comprehensive and good health care when it comes to maternal mortality rate. It's high. It's ridiculous. We're a first world country that has the highest maternal mortality rate, and when it comes to black women who are giving birth, we see them unalive the most. So it's not the AB bans that are seeing like the decline in black children. It's the fact that our own healthcare.
Hold on. So we want to stay away from. I get what you're saying. That, and we can. I gotta. Yeah. Let's stick specifically to the topic of AB. Let's not talk about black kids and AB, and let's stick specifically just to AB, please.
Right. The reason that it's happening is because they're fearful of not receiving the best health care that they could, and that's the reason why. It's not that what she spoke about earlier. When it comes to AB, we see individuals like Amber Thurman and Nevaeh Crane, may they rest in peace. Mm-hmm. Because of these bans, those women unfortunately had to unalive and leave their children behind. That's something to think about when you think about these AB bans, and it's not people wanting to unalive their children. It's women are losing their lives because of this.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So that's just something to think about. I'll go ahead and drop.
No worries. Thank you so much, Ali. Ali, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being patient, and I appreciated what you added to the conversation. So thank you. So if there is another Trump supporter, either black or person of color Trump supporter that wants to actually join the panel and add to this conversation, please go ahead and request up. We will be able to go ahead and move forward. I want to pass the floor to Erica. So Erica, you have the opportunity, and then we'll just go from there.
Ooh. Hi guys, hi everyone. Hey Chris, hi Zay, Badger, Kennedy, Nisha, the Candid, and hey bro. Okay, it's a lot. I know I missed some parts because I was kind of in and out, but there is a lot, especially the Civil War revisionist history. There was just a lot. I think I'd be asking for too much to get a recap, so I'm not going to ask for a recap. I'm just going to go off what I heard. And Candid it is. I think you can let me know if I got anything incorrect about what you said. You mentioned reading a book about Black people being in Congress, starting in the basically in the Reconstruction era, so post Civil War. Up into 2007, I believe. In reading that book, did it mention to you at any point about the decline in Black representation in the federal government post the Reconstruction era? And did it state why?
Yeah, so I didn't read the whole book. It did touch on it a little bit when it came to liberal Republicans then not voting for them and pretty much kicking them out. So it was a whole period where there was no representation. So yeah, I'm familiar with that part of the book as well. But
Not necessarily. That would be an extreme watered down version of what actually happened. So there's a few different things at play. We want to look at the election of 1876 with Rutherford B. Hayes. There was something that was created that between 76 and early 77 of 18 called the Rutherford Compromise, also known as the Wormley Compromise. It wasn't something that was put on paper, but basically what it was a pact between Rutherford B. Hayes and the Southern Dixiecrats. Is what it was. It was a compromise that if the Democrats, ended the filibuster there, then in Congress, what they could then do is they could take back control of the South. Because what had happened is it was a contested election because Florida, Louisiana, and South Carolina still had Republican era, Reconstruction era Republicans, aka Black folks, in their House of Representatives, right? They wanted them out, all right? And so what they did was they were able to get that Black representation out. And then Florida, Louisiana, and South Carolina, along with the rest of the southern states, went back to being Democratic. So that's how Rutherford B. Hayes did that. And you know another thing that played a part in that? Violence. Extreme violence perpetrated by the 3K group. So that's what happened. That's what happened there. Also, another thing is Tori was talking about it, and she sent my bro a message. You can't rewrite the history of the Civil War. You can't do that. With the Civil War, it was about slavery, because if it wasn't about slavery, Abraham Lincoln would never have had to write a letter to Horace Greeley, and this is what he said. If I could save the Union without freeing any slave, I would do it. And if I could save it by freeing all the slaves, I would do it. And if I could save it by freeing some and leaving others alone, I would also do that. He did not want to make that choice. Him even freeing the slaves above the Mason-Dixie line, so basically in the northern state, in the below the Mason-Dixie line, so basically in the southern states, was an act of aggression. That was an act of aggression in the war. And so him doing that actually freed up Black bodies, Black male bodies, to join the Union Army to fight against the Confederacy. So he didn't do it because he wanted to. He did it literally because he had to. So there's that part. Also, I got two more points, guys. Another thing is that Mr. Kennedy was talking about Marcus Garvey. All right, we can talk about Malcolm X too. We can talk about MLK. We can talk about Stokely. We can talk about all the Black Panthers. We can talk about them. We can talk about Angela Davis also. We can talk about all of them. You sit here, you say that you're patriotic, and I think you had mentioned something about Black culture. I can't remember the exact words that you used. Oh yes, and Fred Hampton. Thank you, Killmonger. But you said something that struck a nerve with me, and the nerve was this: is that every single time we have had a Black person stand up and fight wholeheartedly for the Black populace in this country, the government in the country that you claim to love so much as a Black woman, because ain't you a Black woman? They have unalived them or they shipped them up out of here. They got rid of them. So for you to be so patriotic for a country that does not care for you, and then to also vote for a man like Donald Trump who does not care about you. He doesn't care. And the reason why I say that is because he has touted bringing back stop and frisk. He's okay with the police harassing us. He also wants to give them immunity. Full immunity. Now, with that also being said, Candid, do you make more than $400,000 a year?
I don't make more than 400,000 a year.
Then his tax policy that he wants to put into place, ma'am, will not benefit you in any way, shape, or form. They actually will harm you. They will harm you. You will be bringing home less money, just like the rest of us. It's too late now, so I'm probably just like saying all this stuff, and it may be going in one ear and out the other because you voted for who you voted for. All right, but like my bro says, you fucked around, and now all of us are gonna have to find out. With that, I land my plane. I hope to hear from Chris and Zay next.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's give the Canon American an opportunity to respond, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so sure thing. The thing is, honestly, I have these conversations with different people, but on a deeper level with intellectuals from all over, like Syl Chinny Coker. He was exiled here a while ago. Him and one of the Nobel Prize winners are close friends, and we literally, so these are older elders from Africa, Sierra Leone, but we have these discussions, and the one thing that I honestly, I guess I get hung up on is that we won't acknowledge not even one, maybe 100 of those individuals that fought in a civil war. They were actually for abolishing slavery. Like, it's like you don't want to give the country any credit whatsoever. And after having this discussion with them, they conceded and they understood and they acknowledged, yeah, there were some white individuals in our country, including our government officials, that wanted to end slavery just because it was inhumane. Had nothing to do with aggression and all of that you talked about. I'm very familiar with it. And I understand.
But that's not true.
Yeah, that's not true because you know what? If you
Hold
look at
on one
it,
second,
majority.
please. I don't interrupt
Hold on a
people
second, Kennedy.
at all.
I'm
And
sorry.
what I
Thank you.
just said is, so
Hold on
you're
one
telling
second.
me,
Hold on. The sole purpose, and let's not whitewash it, right? Let's keep it funky. The reason why the Civil War was fought, it was because of slavery. There was no one who stood on the side of the Confederacy who didn't want to uphold slavery. And were there possibly other factors? Absolutely. But the root cause and the crux of it was slavery. And so we can't wash that away in any way, shape, or form.
And I would
Kennedy.
argue.
So
Yeah, and I would. And I
Hold
would.
on one second,
One
Kennedy.
second.
Hold on one second. Go ahead and finish your thought, Canada American. I think Chris said he wanted to respond. He
So
raised his hand.
yeah, sure thing. So it's not an argument. I'm just telling you facts and what I know to be true, and me actually having this discussion, not with just panels like this, but with other people who have seen these trends over decades and decades of their lived experience, from the outside looking in and the inside looking out. But nevertheless, I respect you all's opinion, but I think that is very dangerous to assert that not one YT person or individual that was fighting on that side didn't want to end slavery. It was all political game and power, because a lot of those people didn't have slaves. They
Right.
lived they lived alongside of freed and also enslaved black people, but they didn't have them. They wanted equal rights for black people.
Well,
Hence,
hold on.
again,
So, but this is the thing about that, though, right?
I'm
Because
not
you're
refuting
speaking.
what you all are saying, and what I told you, I respect your
No,
opinion.
no,
And
no.
it's
I get what you're saying, right? But listen, this is the thing. You're speaking from a possibility of an individual, right? And I get that, right? But we're not talking about the possibility of an individual. We're talking about the crux of what happened, what the Civil War was based off of. And so the Confederacy based their opposition to the Union on slavery and wanting to keep their slaves. Now, I'm not saying that there were some people, some absolute individuals that had a different, point of view or perspective, but the overarching crux, the Confederacy, they were rooted and based in slavery. It wasn't because, they wanted to see people free or whatever. And you know what? Honestly, I would go so far to say if there were people who wanted to see the slaves free and they were in the South, they wouldn't actually volunteer, or they wouldn't have signed up to actually fight for the Confederacy. But with that being said, I want to give Chris the floor.
Yeah, so one, how we kind of like defeat this narrative. So no, I'm not going to go with your point because history tells us a different story. So guys, the US is going to US, right? The whole time, right? All the way up to today. So we forget about the external factors, right? During the Civil War. Great Britain was a huge reason, right? Why we were dropping slavery, right? Starting with people like William Wilberforce, right, making declarations to the U.S. that this was wrong, right? Also, the U.S. continues its whole, we want to do things that benefit us economically. Treaty of Ghent between the U.S. and Britain, right, which had provisions to end the transatlantic slave trade. Also, Britain was literally patrolling seas, right, while during 1833 and on, and for slave ships. So it's crazy how other countries had to set the pace for us, right? And I just wanted to cover like one quick thing, right? Like, are we gonna forget about the party switch? Like, I feel like this is a little bit of a disingenuous conversation because now we're gonna go towards, Democrats and Republicans. But during things like the Civil Rights Act of like 1964, you had a lot of people flipping sides. So blaming it on one side of the other, right, is not going to help anything. And I think that's the crazy part. When you say, "Oh, Republicans," right? Where's the patriotism in that? I'm a Republican myself, and I know that my party is going backwards, right? You're implying that Trump only has good things planned for us. DEI getting disbanded, not good for us. The fact that he wants to kick all woke Democrats out of the military, not good for us, because woke is anybody that is aware of social injustices like racism. So cool, he's going to have a more racist military, not good for black people. He wants to increase the income inequality for just everybody, not good for black people. And it's funny that you talked about patriotism, But I mean, I think the modern day people that are patriots as well, like your John Boyd Jr., the person that is working towards, highlighting the issues of racial discrimination in the farming industry, the same farming industry that Trump bankrupted, and a lot of those black farmers to this day didn't get that bailout. LaToisha Brown, Angela Glover Blackwell, Tamika Mallory, all these people exist in 2024. I'm going to use your paradigm. They're patriots just as much as, even though I feel like you want to disregard these people, they're patriots because they stand for this, right? Just the fact that they want equity for everybody, right? So I feel like that's very disrespectful to these modern day people. That's disrespectful to your Malcolm X's, to your Martin Luther Kings, because one, systemic racism's still a thing, and two, you're acting like Trump has anything good planned for us. I'm a Republican, and I know we are just going backwards, very backwards. Anyway, I'll just go pass this on to somebody else. But yeah,
Absolutely. Let me read this off and then
Jump in. I'm sorry, my bad.
yeah,
My bad. I
no
want to jump
worries.
in.
W's in the chat for Jennifer. Jennifer sent a $3. Jennifer sent a $3 donation, and also Bernice sent a $1 donation, and they actually said the same thing. Hey, E, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What's up?
You know what my chat said that you deserve?
What? Is that new?
Yeah, it is.
I'll take it. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it is. They said
All
you
right, I'll
cooked.
take it.
They said you cooked, and so
I'll take
they
it.
wanted to give you the opportunity to shine. So you earned a mustard for the night.
I
So,
think,
Cool.
I think that's a oxtail. She cooks some oxtail right there. Yeah, I like that.
I like
absolutely,
oxtails.
Some rice and peas too, right?
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Also, Debbie's in the chat for management. Management sent a $1 donation saying, "Where's she getting her facts from? She didn't even fully read a book that she was citing."
Exactly.
W's in the
Thank
chat for
you.
management. Thank you, guys. That means we are now only $90 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to actually support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Gosh, let's do this.
Hey, bruh.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Mr. Kennedy, thank you so much for the galaxy. I appreciate you. Hey, Sunkiss, my baby. And I really do want to hear from Zay, also Double ICU, and Badger. Answering for everybody again. I'm going to drop because I don't want to curse on your panel because she needs to go look up the Lee Atwater quote from 1981. She need how he basically breaks down the Southern strategy. She needs to look at the Republican Party's platform from 1956 and see just how liberal it actually was. And then she can take a look to see how the election map changed over that 12-year period from 56 to 1968 and how they did it. So, like, it's a lot that she got to stop writing her own fanfic. That's all I got to say.
I'm not
Erica,
the
please
topic,
don't
but I
leave
do
yet.
thank you
Erica,
for
please don't
all
leave
of the
just
things
yet.
that you said. Just know that
I
I'm
thought
not
she
the
didn't
topic,
interrupt
but I
people.
Hold on a
respect
second.
what you said.
Hold on one second.
I respect it.
Hold on one second. E, can you hang around any longer, or do you have to go?
Okay, all right. I'll just be on mute.
Okay, perfect. All right, now the Candid American. Go ahead.
Yeah. So again, you study. You sound intelligent. You sound like you know what you're talking about from your perspective, and you articulated it well. You didn't say anything new to me. Maybe individuals on the panel and the comment section may have heard the information and it was new. Definitely valuable things that I considered when also holding my position. So I don't need to do anything but say who I am, be patriotic, and no, I believe in God, but did I read the whole Bible? Absolutely not. I have hundreds of books that I have not read them all, but I know a little bit about a lot, and those things that I'm interested in, I speak on. So I'm not stating just opinions, but I speak facts as well. Again, I respect your opinion and your position, and whatever confirmation bias you're trying to get me to read is not necessary. I stand on what I said. And for those like yourself who talked about me serving, being in the military is not the only way that you show your patriotism towards your country or love or devotion towards your country. Is how you also treat people here and on your home turf. So I don't get that whole argument where I'm not patriotic or I'm trying to be patriotic. It looks different to different folks. Again, you can't teach me or make me go against my own country, regardless of the color of my skin. And as it relates to the DEI thing that Chris keeps bringing up, I'm not for DEI policies. I'm just not for them. I'm for everybody actually showing forth their talents, gifts, skill set, and just being qualified from there. I don't need anyone to choose me, as I had to decline many positions because I'm a Black intelligent woman, but I'm also going to be the face of DEI. No, you choose me because I'm the best person for the job. Don't mention my color when choosing me or calling on me. So I just have a different perspective. My lived experience is different, and I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with how y'all feel about this whole situation. But again, I'm not the topic. I don't know y'all. Y'all don't know me. So I would greatly appreciate it if y'all stop with the personal attacks because, again, I can go there, but I
Yeah,
don't.
I think everybody should mic up. I think everybody should mic up. I mean, I'm ready.
Okay, wait. So this is what I want to do because everybody has something to say. Let's do this. Zay, I want to hear what you have to say. Sunkiss, I definitely want to hear what you have to say. Kennedy, I want to hear what you have to say. I see you. I want to hear from you. Badger, I want to hear from everybody. I want to hear from everybody. Let's make sure we have a flow because everybody has so much that they want to say, and I want to make sure we flow. Real quick, W's in the chat for Gene. Gene sent a $2 donation saying, "Give Erica 2 mustard. She deserve all the mustard." Erica needs to earn another mustard. We don't just pass out mustards like that. So if Erica earns another mustard, she'll get it. Also, W's in the chat for Kennedy, who sent a $50 donation. Thank you so much, Kennedy.
Everybody, mic up. Everybody should mic up.
You mean cam up?
Yeah, cam up. Like right.
I don't know if everybody can cam up.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
We know.
But yeah, guys, we are only $38 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the bio. If 38 people only send $1, we can close out our nightly donation goal. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. Chris, I know you want to respond because you said she misquoted you. Zay, you have been so patient. Sunkiss, I desperately want to hear what you have to say. Zay, you first. Sunkiss. Okay. Hey, Sunkiss.
Hey, Santana.
How are you?
I'm here.
What would you like to add?
Hold, I'm fine to go. I will, because I want to make sure my words are careful. I find it interesting that we are seeing quite a few Black people once again just continue to choose standing at the parallel of white mediocrity instead of reaching for Black excellence. I say this all the time, and it just continues to amaze me. I absolutely understand that the candidate. I know you said you're not the topic, so on and so forth. And I absolutely understand that. Thank you for being up here, but at the same time, there is another conversation that has to take place. It is one thing for you to say, I have all these books that I haven't read and I stand by my decision. You're right. Your decision is your decision. But at the end of the day, the other piece of this becomes, as you said, there is more to patriotism than serving in the military. You are correct. Patriotism is also not voting against the interest of your people. Patriotism is not voting against the interest of yourself. Patriotism is really doing the research and honing your knowledge to make the best informed decision that you can make. And I want to be clear when I say this. This is not an attack on you. I really want to be clear about that. But there is just another piece of this conversation that we are just not having, because no matter how many facts, no matter how much we give to you all who have said, well, I voted for Donald Trump because of this, I think the greatest thing that you're going to discover during this time is that everything that you thought you were getting on this side, it was actually what Kamala Harris and the others were going to actually give to you. And I'm telling you, when the mask falls off, it's gonna make a horrendous thud, and it's gonna be horrible. And I just really sit here and ask, and you to really understand that when you have to reconcile with the decision that you made, because baby, you are in those trenches with them same whites who you thought gave a flying fig about you, and you asking them for food and neighborly advice, and they slam the door in your face and call you the N-word. Don't come back over here. And that's just don't come looking for us. Don't come asking. And I'm not saying you're going to. I want to be clear. Just don't have the thought, because we're tired. We don't have it. We have it for those of us who voted right, who voted on the side of patriotism, who voted on the side of rights. But we don't have it for those who did not at this point. And it's we're still trying to educate. We're still trying to do the work, because education is important, and that shit is about to go away. Understanding and recognizing that. Now to the topic of DEI. You talked about DEI earlier, like, I don't want you to hire me based on the color of my skin. I hate to be the one to tell you this, beloved, but 9 times out of 10, that is how most hirings take place. And not even necessarily for black people, but for white people. When you're trying to figure out why you didn't get that promotion, even though you worked harder than the person who did get the promotion, and they're looking at their skin tones because they're a white T person. When we talk about DEI, we talk about it as if it only applies to people of color, black people, LGBTQIA+, and everything else in between. More white people benefit from DEI than we ever could. More white people benefit from food stamps, TANF, SNAP, welfare programs, housing programs than we ever could. And I really want y'all to think about that and consider that. And continuing on the topic of DEI, do you understand how we got to all these DEI measures? It was because we all witnessed a black man be murdered on national television. And we said enough is enough. And we said enough is enough. And so all these organizations said, we hear you, we stand in solidarity with you. And look at how far that solidarity has come. Because it is now off the table for everybody involved, because it became this horrendous thing to say that others deserve an equal opportunity. Because it became this thing that got perpetrated and snatched away once again by white T people to co-opt it to fit their narrative. So I really just want you to think about that. I really want you to think about those things in the grand schemes of the conversations that you are having. But make sure you have them with yourself first before you try to have them with others.
On the topic of DEI,
Hold on one second. Sunkissed.
Yes.
Patronize me, man. Okay? You don't know what my people have been through. Please don't do it.
Oh,
I'm hearing that.
our people.
I'm hearing that.
Our people.
I'm hearing that.
Yeah. Okay, hold on, because again, there's a lot of people that want to talk. I know we got new people on the panel. Chris has his hand up. Zay, I still want to hear from you. Erica's hanging out with us. Okay. Chris, really quick.
Yeah, I'll make it quick, right? So, for the 386 people here, and Sunkist, and Kennedy, and Susser, and Erica, and Zay, right? There was something that was said, right? I'm just going to address the claim, right? DEI has never, knowledge is power, right? Let's get straight to the facts here. So there's nothing in the DEI laws that says that your diversity overrides your qualifications. Candidates must meet qualifications for positions. Also, right, the Supreme Court case law, Grutter versus Bollinger, even hammers this down further and says and emphasizes that race cannot be the sole or even the overriding factor. So the point that was made just doesn't exist, right? And we're going to have to spend 4 years debunking this dangerous rhetoric. What was said isn't happening, and it's written in law, right, that race cannot be the sole or overriding factor. So when somebody says this, right, they're misrepresenting what DEI stands for. And I just said I'd make this quick, man, but I'm the last person to ever use anecdotal experience, but I'm just gonna violate my
Are you, Chris? Are you about to use the anecdotal experience?
When I debate, I call people out for this, but I'm gonna violate it just for 20 seconds, guys. I live in Houston, Texas, one of the most diverse places in like America, and I'm seeing more and more of this rhetoric. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you, this flag behind me, right? Might go down, I might fold it up nice, and I might pick it back up in 4 years when the Constitution isn't getting violated, so I don't have to look at this at 4 in the morning every day and know that patriotism's being violated by not being equitable for everybody, right? So, yeah, anyway, thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Is it Suzier?
It's S user, but sure, whatever.
S user. Okay. I'm gonna hop back
Going
to
to bed,
you real
guys. Good
quick.
night.
Have a good night, Chris. I'm gonna come to you real quick because I heard you say something about DEI, and since Chris already said it, I'm gonna let you go ahead and take that.
Okay, so just on the topic of DEI, in, for example, tech, over 60% of tech employees are made up of white tea people, okay? 20% are Asian, 8% are Hispanic, 7% is Black. DEI is used to make sure that people that are underrepresented can have the ability to even compete for these jobs because likely they are overlooked. Now, since the orange clown is going to come in and dismantle all types of DEIs from all companies, which is already happening, for example, Target, Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, all these places, Boeing, a bunch of places are already doing it. The first ones that get laid off by statistics are Hispanics and Black people. So this is why DEI is so important. It's not because somebody is getting a job because of their race. It's that they're not being denied the job because of their race. Does that make sense, Candid?
From your perspective.
No, ma'am. From fact. From fact. Not from my perspective, from actual facts. This is not to say that you can only hire somebody because of their color. No, it is to say that you cannot deny them a job because of their color. You have to actually interview them. You have to give them a chance. My husband is a recruiter. He's a recruiter for a large real estate company worldwide. They're based here in the US, but they're worldwide. He sees this. He's a Black man. He sees this. He fights this from the inside as a recruiter, giving people opportunities. His coworkers are biased. They're inherently biased. His white tea coworkers. They will say to him, "Oh, I just like this girl more." Well, why? I don't know, something about her. There's nothing about her other than she's white tea. Why do you prefer her? Because she looks like you? That is a bias that we see. That is not the bias only in the market, in the job market. It is also the bias in medical field. People have biases, and these types of policies are there to protect people from their inherent bias. It exists. It is something that is studied. It is not something that we feel. It is not something that we think. It is something that has been studied and is proven.
Perfect. Thank you, S user. Go back on mute for me just a moment. Guys, real quick, W's in the chat for Carol. Carol sent a $50 donation, closing out our nightly donation goal. Thank you so much, Carol. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. W's in the chat for Carol. the Candid American, I want to give you the opportunity to respond, and then Kennedy, I want to hear from you.
Yeah, sure. So, I never once said biases, prejudices, whether they're implicit or explicit, does not exist. I simply said that I'm not a proponent of DEI policies. And that's just what it is. So, again, I understand your perspective. I'm not saying that DEI is all bad. I do see good in it, but for the most part, I think it's counterproductive and counterintuitive. These people should be able to have these jobs with or without DEI programs in place. Especially,
I have a question.
They should, but they
Santana.
can't because humanity is
Hold on
broken.
1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. Hold on one
not the
second. Hold on
experience.
1 second. Let the Candid American finish your point, and then I know everybody has questions. Go ahead and finish your point, Candid American.
Yeah, sure thing. That's not the experience that I have. Like, Chris was reading some DEI laws, and yeah, it shouldn't be solely based on race, but it is. I mean, every company have different DEI policies. I literally sat on a DEI committee and rewrote DEI policies and quiet, and introduced some. So I get it. But at the end of the day, again, based on my experience and what I see and what this climate is all about, DEI is counterproductive and counterintuitive, and it disproportionately affects Black people in a negative way.
That's not
What-
true at all.
So,
Okay,
I don't, can I go now?
hold that thought 1 second. Hold the thought 1 second. Kennedy, I know I said I want to come back to you. S user, I know you want to reply because that's the topic that you were just talking about. Erica, you came back on camera because you specifically wanted to speak. Zay, you put your hand up. Let me jump to Zay real quick because he's passed his opportunity to speak multiple times. So Zay, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to go ahead and speak.
Cool, appreciate that. Here's my issue. Here's my issue. One, the claim that DEI programs are counterproductive for Black people. Well, no. Well, you said counterproductive in general. Who for who exactly? That is my first question. Because one, when DEI was created in the first place, it was literally created around the same time the Civil Rights Act was passed. So that's all the way back in the 1960s. The same way the Civil Rights Act required everyone, every U.S. citizen to be treated like a human being, DEI programs required companies to essentially just take every resume serious when it comes to looking for qualifications. That's literally all it did. It had nothing to do with race whatsoever. When it comes to, modern day DEI programs and how they still do it, I frankly don't understand where people are coming from when they say that folks are being hired solely based off of their race, and then simultaneously will change the acronym of DEI from diversity, equity, and inclusion to didn't earn it when it comes to anyone that's not a white person. Because last time I checked, the last 70 years, all white men ever did was hold on to job positions for the unqualified as kids. And then simultaneously goes the same thing for, college admissions, right? Like you would see, especially throughout, the ages, a legacy with a 1.5 or 1.8 high school GPA would be somehow attending Harvard, no 4.0 required. And that's literally all white men ever did, like based off of not only just capitalism, but nepotism as well. Literally just handing the next generation things without having to work for it. So when I hear things about, DEI is counterproductive and, DEI only hires unqualified people, it really strikes a nerve to me, especially when it comes to white people that literally project, literally project, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to you, Candid, saying this stuff about DEI, it really bothers me, especially hearing this come from a Black woman, because I frankly don't understand what you're talking about, if I'm being completely honest with you. That's all I have to say so far, really, because everything I'm hearing thus far is like, nah, it's not it. It's not hitting like you think it is. It's really not.
Let me say this real quick, guys. Let's get the likes up to 250,000 likes. We're at 210,000 likes. Let's get it up to 250,000 likes. Erica, I'm gonna let you kind of trail in on what Zay just said, so you can speak as well. And I know Chris even passed some information on to you as far as I don't know if you saw Chris comment. But Eric, I'll let you speak, but then I want to go to Kennedy and let him speak, and then we'll come back around to Candid. We still need to let ICU speak. I want to let Tori speak. I want to get back to exactly. So guys, let's try to keep it moving. But go ahead, Erica.
Hey, before you do that, Erica and Santana, I got about 8 more minutes before I call it a night, so I definitely would like to respond to everyone that
Well,
has questions.
can you hang out with us until the top of the hour? Is that possible? Because that's where our show runs. Is there any chance we can get you to hold on?
Right.
20 minutes.
I'm sorry. It's a really hard stop in
I
8 minutes.
understand. Okay, all right.
It's okay.
Go ahead, Erica.
All right. I didn't really want to say anything. I just wanted her to stop saying perspective because these aren't perspectives. These are literal facts that are being given to her. Also, for the majority of everything that she said thus far regarding DEI, she has not provided any stats. I like to know where qualifications are not a factor. Like, what stat do you have that says that they don't prefer what state? A state, Chris? No, that's not a thing. What state says that you have to take a candidate based on race over their qualifications?
There's not a state.
I know, but she said that.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy. I thought Chris was asking for a stat and was just making a typo, but she only has 8 minutes. That's literally all I have to say. I'm kind of ready to go to sleep.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never said a state had to do any of that, but nevertheless, there are policies that people have to adhere to, and they will get fined or penalized if they don't do certain things that's in that DEI bracket. Like in the mortgage industry, like they have to give mortgages, a certain amount of mortgages to minorities. If not, they get fined. It's just different things of that nature. So I don't look at DEI.
Do you have a source for that, Candid?
I forgot the name of it. So I don't know it off the top of my head, but just a little bit of my background. I am in a real estate industry.
We can allow it.
If you can give me
one second.
wait, Candid, if you can give me some information, I can help look it up and I can actually put it on the screen.
Yeah, sure thing. So you can just look at banks lending to minorities or having to meet quotas. I mean, it's more so like a mortgage perspective. So I'm speaking specifically to the real estate industry. So mortgage brokers or banks having to, again, just meet quotas for minority lenders. And I'm pretty sure a myriad of articles would come up or things like that. So when
I think we're getting somewhere. I think we're definitely getting somewhere. Candid, I know you have just like a couple minutes.
Just finish because, like I said, I do have 8 minutes, right? So,
I
and
found
I
the
get
source. She's wrong.
Okay, so I'll tell you. I'll tell you what.
So Candice,
come back
can answer
again.
something. Candice can answer.
No, you can't answer anything. I just want to say this. I'm gonna come back again. Yeah, sure thing. So, again, I'm not here to project. I'm here to tell you my opinion. It's kind of like this. This is how I see it. What we're all doing right now. The panel has a discussion, right? You have your opinion. It's one topic. You have your opinion. I have mine. Yours isn't wrong. Mine isn't right. It's just your opinion and perspective. That's how I see it.
Wait, hold on. So I got to call this out because I think Erica actually said something that's important because you keep saying this. You keep saying it's your perspective and your opinion, but it's not. It's not when you quantify things and when you say things like the banks have a quota or they have to actually lend to minorities, like that's something that can actually be quantified.
Yeah,
That's not a
you can
perspective.
look that up. Are you looking that up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now, but you didn't give
I
me
did,
anything that's
and
actually
she's wrong.
substantial.
So,
Okay, hold on
so
one second. Hold on one
maybe I
second. Who
should just
said
say
that? Who
perspective.
said that?
Hi, Santana. It's Tori.
Tori, go right ahead, Tori.
So, firstly, we are not entitled to revise history, nor are we entitled to revise fact. There is no such thing as DEI practice for giving a mortgage. You're incorrect. This is coming. Here's the source, Santana, because you know I'm good for this. The source is coming directly from, it says FICS.com, Financial Industry Computer Systems, profiting from DEI, embracing diversity and inclusion. However, when you look at what they're saying, the diversity and equity is not in lending the mortgages, but the hiring practices of everyone involved in the mortgage process, from the underwriter to the mortgage lender to the loan officer. I literally just closed on a house yesterday. These policies ensure, y'all know that I can share my screen. I don't play these games. Incorrect. DEI is for the hiring process, not for lending the loans. It
Tori,
is
can you
illegal
give me
to
that
do
site
that.
again?
Sure. So the website is F like Foxtrot, I like Indigo, C like Charlie, S like Sierra. And it's from August 8th, 2022. Profiting from DEI, embracing diversity and inclusion in mortgage lending, which means credit unions and their members will benefit.
And we know this because you know what? Most
So it clearly says here that they want to increase their market share by attracting minority borrowers. However, here is what it says. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, should be a high priority, second paragraph, for credit union mortgage lenders. In its most basic, DEI refers to building diverse, equitable, and inclusive workplaces that reflect the communities lenders serve. This is about attracting mortgage lenders that look the way the citizens seeking to qualify for a business or personal loan look.
And we know this to be true because most minority borrowers do not get qualified, even though they have more qualification than their counterparts.
Correct, because last year, Navy Federal Credit Union just was exposed by our federal government. And I'm saying this as a person who's Black, female, and a veteran of OEF. Also, they were found guilty to have also denied Black veterans qualified loans, even if they had a credit score of 760 or higher. They purposely just looked at that credit area.
Repeat that for her because she don't get it. Repeat that again. The stats about that, because although we are more represented in the mortgage industry, we don't get qualified for those loans. Repeat that, please.
In fact, in 2021, Biden had to sign up. He started a program called PAVE, if you can look it up. PAVE, P as in Paul, A, V as in Victor, E as in Echo. PAVE is a program designed to stop people from in the evaluation process, in the appraisal process of buying a home. They were appraising homes that were Black owned or Hispanic minority owned lower than a home owned by a white family.
Correct. It was passed June 1st, 2023. I found it.
Yes.
You can go to whitehouse.gov. So the link is for Santana, whitehouse.gov/briefing-room. Yeah, so she's correct.
And so
they have a
Candace
fact
says-
sheet on it that you can download.
Candace says that it shouldn't be that way. She said about, when we were talking about DEI, you shouldn't hire somebody based on, or you shouldn't deny somebody a job because of their race. These things should not happen, Candid, but they do. Therefore, we have to force the government to do the right thing.
I dropped a link to support what I said. Again,
No, I think we're giving you credit. I think we're giving you credit. Wait.
Hold on one second.
Let me just say
Hold on one
this.
second, because I can't pull the link from the chat. Can you Can you read it off for me and I'll bring it up on the screen?
Yeah, so it's www.jdsupra.com/legal
No. .com is not a source.
.com is not a government source.
.com is not a source.
So here's the thing. Please,
Wait. .com is not a
no,
source.
Kennedy, can you please let me speak?
Hold on one
No,
second.
.com is not a
Hey,
source.
we agree
Okay,
with that. Hold
so
on one second. Go ahead and finish what you were
this,
thinking, but you do have to
thank
understand
you.
that they're actually accurate with saying that.
Listen, so you all are very hung up on the antics
On
and
facts,
minute
ma'am.
things.
On
So the
facts.
things is this. Within this link, if you put it in your box, you will see that there are sources to actual cases that speaks to what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
So
get you,
So
but
you're likely talking
you
about
guys want to, okay, whether or
Republican
not you
lawsuits.
want to agree with what I'm saying or not is inconsequential to the fact that I'm stating facts, right? Regardless of,
wait,
It's
hold
Santana.
on, Kennedy,
I
hold
gotta
on,
go.
everybody. One second,
because it's not an
one second,
argument.
everyone. This is the thing, right? The issue comes in where you're trying to say that you're stating facts, but it's not facts that can actually be validated, right? And even with you saying that, oh, you know,
Say
you
that.
have this
How you say that?
.com, like that's not like every other site that's been pulled up so far has been .govs, .orgs, .edu, actual credible sites. Like, yeah, I mean, I can look at what you're telling
Oh,
us.
that's not a credible site right
Well,
here.
let read it off for me one more time. Let me get
Okay.
the whole thing. And guys,
Well,
hold on.
again, Santana, I appreciate you for putting me up, but this is my industry. So, case studies, me sitting in boardrooms, me sitting in rooms with the governor and rooms with other real estate professionals, from presidents to CEOs.
What's the
I'm not
site? What's
up
the
here.
site? What's the site?
Excuse me, Kennedy.
What's the site? You want to source it
I know that
first.
you're thirsty to have me speak to you, but
What's the
please.
site? I'm being very
I've
respectful.
already dropped it. So what I'm gonna say is this.
No. Okay, so I
One
want to
second,
say this.
Kennedy, because we don't want to keep
And
talking over each other.
I appreciate you, Santana, but I really gotta get to bed. But the site is in the comments, and I'll definitely be back to watch this. It's my first time running into you, and I think it's a pretty dope vibe. So I'll definitely be back.
All right. Well, thank you for joining
And
us.
thanks
I
to everybody
appreciate
on
it.
the panel as well. Take care.
Thank you.
Have a
Have a
great
good
night.
night.
Bless your heart, beloved.
Okay,
Wait,
so guys,
Santana, I gotta go. But you
I was
know,
just about to
thank
ask
you
if
for
you had
having me.
anything that you wanted to close on. Then go
No,
ahead. The floor is yours.
What I gotta say is that this is a woman who says she's black, and all of us we cammed up and showed that we're black people, and she never did it. Yeah, so it's what it is, right? But we cannot let these people invade our spaces, and this is the warfare that we're having, where they feel comfortable doing it. And that's all I'm gonna say. Because you know what? They invade our spaces, and they invade our children. They invade our vulnerable people. They invade our family, our structure, everything else. Because we allow them to do it. Because no one else will like say, you know what? Stop it.
Yeah.
But we
Well,
allow them to do it.
you know, and so this is the thing, and this is why I appreciate everybody that's on the panel, but having that opportunity to actually I know a lot of people are saying, oh, you weren't calling her out on the misinformation. Like, quite literally, if I jump in and start trying to call out everything, it would take away from the people that we had on the panel that were fully equipped to be able to call out any type of misinformation or disinformation. And I didn't want to be the one speaking on it the whole time, but everyone that is on this panel is well equipped to actually be able to handle this conversation. And so I appreciate what you're saying, Kennedy, because I do think it is important for us to be able to not only have these conversations, but when we see someone, you know, basically trying to pull some BS, that we speak on it. So
Can I say something real quick? I think that we kind of got an answer from her. I think that it's really important that we realize, yes, she was very ignorant. Yes, she doesn't know a lot of history. She doesn't know, we know this, right? We were all laughing, we know. She doesn't know a lot of things. She thinks a lot of things. She feels a lot of things. I think something was very, very telling, though, in what she said. When I said to her that, nobody should get a job, not get a job because of their skin color, she said, yeah, it shouldn't be like that. She said something like, it shouldn't be like that. I think when you get down to it with people of color that support Trump, I think it's important to understand that they don't want to hurt themselves. I think that's what we have to maybe learn. I'm learning it right now in real time. I think it is hurting to them to see that their skin color is actually a problem in this country and that they're looked at as a problem. And in order to avoid that reality, they put up another armor like, oh no, it can't be, because it can't. Because if it is, it hurts too much for that to be the reality.
Yep. No, I completely agree. I completely agree with that. Kennedy, S user, I appreciate both of you guys coming up and everything that you brought to the panel. You guys are more than welcome back at any time. Thank you so much.
Can I say something now? I don't say all.
Listen, hold on. I see you. I was about to give you the whole floor, so I wanted to give you time because you hadn't had the opportunity to actually say anything. Go right ahead.
First of all, I want to give Miss Erica and the two gentlemen that were down in the lower under her.
Chris and Zay?
Yes, Chris and Zay and Sunkiss. I want to give y'all flowers. I am so proud of y'all for being so educated. I wish I would have went back to school because the knowledge that y'all hold within you, that is the problem. Those blacks, those people of color that supported Trump don't have that knowledge. And that's where we got lost. Because us as the elders did not teach our true history. That's why so many of them are gung-ho on going against us, because we have failed them. But I am so grateful for y'all that have done the work and that have done the studies to get to where y'all are when it comes to our history, because the way that we're going, they're going to take it away from us. So I'm grateful for y'all. I'm lost for words, but that young lady, she's damaged. She's damaged inside, because I don't understand how you can feel that you're being patriotic to a country that right now at this day and time is trying to eliminate you, eliminate your history. I mean, I don't get that. I really don't get that. Like I said last night, we have to start with us.
Yep, I completely agree. And I'm sorry. I saw you in the request, and I was like, oh, this would be good to have an elder speak with her, because she sounded like a younger lady, and I thought that you would have been an amazing person to have that conversation with her. But it was just so many. The actual panel was just going so rapid, and I appreciate everybody's on the panel, but I definitely appreciate hearing your voice. I see you, and you bring so much levity to the panel, so thank you.
You're welcome.
She said she was 35K? Holy smokes, that's got to be a hard 35, or not a hard 35, but
remember what I said last night, that era in the 80s and the 90s, the late 80s and the early 90s, that era right there has done something to our generation.
Bam, don't lump me in there. I'm only 30.
No, not you. Not you. You got to remember, back in that time, what was tossed into our neighborhoods.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what I had to drop you for last night, because you said the word.
Yes, that's what I learned.
You did.
That's why I said what was dropped into our neighborhood. That had a lot to do with the upbringing of the generation after. Me and my daughter had a conversation today. I don't mean to get personal in it, to whereas a lot of those young people in that generation that grew up around what was dropped into us don't have the capacity to have great intimacy with other people. A lot of them are not sister girls. A lot of them are more selfish, and self-centered. That whole generation that came after, a lot of them, not all, need some therapy.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I see you. Thank you so much for coming up. I
You're welcome.
appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
I will. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you. Hey guys, we are starting to wind down. I got a couple other things that I want to say and a couple other people we want to talk to, but I have a special request. At least while we're still here, we're still, talking. Can we keep tapping the screen and at least get us up? I mean, we're almost at 250,000 likes. Can we just see where we can get to before we end the live? I mean, if there's some way we can pull out 300,000 likes, I would be very appreciative. But can we just tap the screen and keep it moving? Tori, listen. Not you coming through with the facts. Not you coming through with the straight fire, the heat to put up on the Tori, I don't know if you've seen this for a while, and I know it made Erica jealous, but you see how I pulled that up on the screen and put it in the whole big box? Did you see that?
I got
Sorry,
one more.
Tori. You just be making up stuff. You
We're
be
not
making
talking
up
to
stuff.
you yet. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. Go ahead, Tori.
Y'all are funny. I have one final link because what bothers me the most is that there's this now, I don't know if y'all have, I'm pretty sure most of you have noticed that there's a narrative now. It's almost like cognitive dissonance because I think I figured it out. Y'all know the Pavlov dog studies where they train a dog to salivate once hearing a bell.
Oh, yeah.
Right. They have looked, meaning the right wing in this country, have looked at the reality that if you don't read, the best way to learn is auditory because reading is through sight, it's through touch. You use multiple senses to read. So what they do is to combat that, they speak. Because what I was hearing was rhetoric that's spewed by people like Amala Ekenobi, the Hodge twins, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens. That's what I was hearing. Because if she read, she would have to then make sense of the fact that what she's reading conflates and conflicts with what she thought was true. I have one final source. And this one is the best source I think we could have. Where did DEI come from? It came from Section 7 of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. However, the 1964 Civil Rights Act, Section 7, Lyndon B. Johnson, who signed the Civil Rights Act, did something revolutionary. The 1964 Civil Rights Act established what we all know as the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Hey, Grammy, I see you. So here's the source so that Santana can bring it up. Okay, if you put into Google, just put in EEOC Title 7 Civil Rights Act, it should pop up, and it's going to lead you to the EEOC.gov website. And it's a comprehensive historical timeline. So it's fact-based and it's historical that shows exactly what the Civil Rights Act Title 7 did, why DEI is relevant. There we go. And as you can see...
Hold on.
You're not sure it's just your perspective?
Hold on. Erica.
Girl, don't
Erica. You see the fancy stuff I got now? Erica.
Boy, you clean. You clean. You clean. That boy shot.
Yeah.
All right. I see you.
Right. So I hope you bookmark this, both of y'all, because it's going to come up again where somebody's going to play these shenanigans. I love resources because this website breaks down, literally it gives you the history that happened, and then it breaks it down for you on what it does. And then it also explains how it worked for everyone involved. And that's so So very important.
Wow.
You also, because the EEOC history goes all the way from 1964 to 2023. So it breaks down everything it did. So one final thing so that other people can speak. One of the first things DEI did was helped black men specifically that were in labor unions in the South get paid fairly as their YT counterparts. DEI, so this is coming from Title VII. Okay? Now, you also, if
Let
you
me say
want
this,
to,
Tori, real quick, because I see
yeah.
people or people are asking for the link. I'm gonna put it back up on the screen just for a second. Let me do this. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Oh, dang it. I can't make it big. Okay, never mind. I will, for anyone that's asking for the link, what you do is if you just type in EEOC Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act, and you type it into Google, it's the first one that comes up. I'm sorry, I thought I could make the link big, but I can't. But so for anybody that wants to get to it, Kay says she'll put it in the Discord. Thank you, Kay. But for anyone that wants to get to it, if you're not in the Discord, just do a quick Google search of EEOC Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act, and it's the first one that comes up. But I'm sorry, Tori, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's great. So I would recommend everyone, because we have to protect misinformation and disinformation is the current, in my opinion, the weapon against this generation coming up. You know, my grandfather, he's no longer here, but whenever I come on the panel and I have an opportunity to talk about my grandparents, I do. But my grandfather was born in 1911, and he used to talk to me about the Great Depression. And he talked about back in the day how important glass bottles were. That glass bottles were a form of capital because you could keep things and protect them. Remember, they didn't have plastic like that back then. And if you had access to lots of glass bottles, you could trade it for things. Okay? I remember him telling me that. However, the weapon against our generation, it's like how the glass bottles were during the Great Depression. If you don't know how to research, you will plummet. You will plummet down a spiral of disinformation. And the sad part is, it's worse than cognitive dissonance. You are so disprogrammed and misinformed, it's hard to get someone like that to realize what I think is true isn't. But that link is amazing because it shows you that all of the things, and again, it goes from 1964 to last year. So you get a chance to sit there and see exactly what DEI is. I just want to quickly read something, if that's okay. It's super brief.
Okay.
Super brief. This was what the 1964 Civil Rights Act, Title VII did, and it's very clear. It says, Title VII prohibits employment discrimination based on race, sex, color, religion, and national origin. Title VII applies to private employers, labor unions, and employment agencies. The Act prohibits discrimination in recruiting, hiring, wages, assignment, promotions, benefits, discipline, discharge, layoffs, and almost every aspect of employment. Please be careful. Because people are saying that affirmative action is DEI. It said nothing about college.
Absolutely.
Right? That person that was here was conflating affirmative action college admission policies with what DEI is, which is exclusively about the labor force, hiring practices, and firing and layoff practices for private industry and federal and state jobs. Don't just stay woke, stay ready. Because if you don't know how to research things and find reliable sources, you will be the person who had no problem telling us what boardroom she was in when she could have just given sources to back up her point. Please don't be that person. We are facing a new threat. We are facing a new threat because how can you join with people who don't know what is true from what is false? Just saying.
Absolutely.
Please bookmark the source if you can on your phone and take the time to read. Thank you.
Absolutely. Listen, I'll just kind of say this, Tori. In the words of the great late philosopher Nipsey Hussle, I used to say stay safe. Now I say stay dangerous. Got to do it, and arming yourself with this knowledge is making sure that you stay dangerous. And one other thing, you know how many times I got a message from management saying, how can she keep saying this, citing the source, and when she hadn't read the whole book, or she hasn't read, where's her source? Like, literally the exact same thing that you were saying. I got that message like a million times. Anyway, Tori, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Sunkissed, Erica, everyone still here in the chat. I appreciate everybody. Just a FYI, there is someone who has been having some issues with something I said on a panel back in like June. So this Tory is me. That other Tory is not me. So please be very careful about interacting with that person. That other person is not me. This is my primary account. Then I have a backup account that's got my lips with lipstick on. The other account that's not talking right now with my face is not me. So please be very careful about interacting with that person. I've been fighting with TikTok to get them taken down. I just wanted you to know.
Yeah, they're kind of whatever on that, but yeah. All right, thank you so much, Tori. I appreciate you.
Good night, y'all. Thank you.
Good night. Sunkiss.
Hello, beloved.
You came up here and dropped bombs on them.
Baby, because and the sad part was, I wasn't even in this hole for a full 3 minutes.
I know.
I wasn't even in this hole for a full 3 minutes. I said, oh, okay. Wait a minute. It's one of them tonight. Hold on. Bitch, I'm coming.
You know, Jess was in here earlier, and I was like, you coming up to get you some of this? And she was like, I want to sit back for a minute and see how this unfolds. I was like, do you think?
Yeah.
Jess wanted to sit back and watch.
Listen, you know I love me some Jessica.
Yeah.
There's a time to watch, and then there's a time where you just got to get in the bitch's ass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Hey, I don't know if you heard, because I just mentioned this last night, but if you're available next week, I would love for you to come back for our topic next week.
I'm absolutely available next week. You just let me know when, baby. You got my information.
Yeah. Do you know what our topic is?
What is our topic?
Our topic is going to be focused around, and I had to write this down to make sure I get it right, because again, I'm not the sharpest spoon in the drawer, and I mess up quite often.
Okay.
But our conversations next week is going to be circled around the LGBTQIA2S plus community.
Where did the two S's come from? Wait a minute.
That's what it is, right? The 2S, it's
Well, listen.
2S plus, right?
The LGBTQIA plus community. I don't know where these two S's came from.
It's a whole thing.
Okay,
yeah, two spirits. Yeah, okay. 2 spirits.
Oh, 2 spirits.
Yeah. So
heard. Okay. See, you learn something new every second, y'all. See?
Yeah. Listen, so okay. All right, let me, you know what? I'm going to ask this question.
Ask it.
Okay. So don't crucify me.
Why would I?
Not just you, I mean everybody.
Child, we're all grown. Let's have the conversation that needs to be had. Ask your question, boo.
So I get fussed at quite often, because when I try to say all the letters, I mix them up, and I'm not good, and it's not on purpose.
Purpose. Heard and understood.
But I saw somebody say the alphabet mafia. Is that like? Can I say that? Like, because that's like easier for me, but I don't know if that's something I should or should not say. So keep it funky with me.
Well, baby, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, because I want to make sure I have a tight grip on you.
Okay.
You know, you kind of ashy. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Wait a
Hold on.
minute.
Hold on. Hold on. Because we're holding
She said
hands.
you need some Jergens, some
We're,
Vaseline, some Neutrogena, some cocoa butter, some shea
Erica,
butter.
please.
She said you need some coconut oil.
I'm messing with you, Santana, but no. You have lovely skin. But baby, I'm a hold your hand when I tell you this. No, baby, that's not for you.
What? So why do people? And I guess this is something because, like, I want to learn, right? And this is one reason why I really want to have this topic next week. But I want to understand. So, like,
Labiquita, yup.
First of all, y'all gonna stop. But like,
No. I was saying because T.S. Madison, if you know T.S. Madison, she will oftentimes say Labiquita, the Labiquita community, the LGBT.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about like the lotion. I thought that was a name for
you
like
ain't worried
lotion.
about your skin, Santana.
I thought that's what we was talking about when you said that.
No, ain't nobody worried about your skin, Santana. Lord Jesus.
Okay.
We know you moisturize, sir. Breathe. Rest your chest.
I do.
Rest
But no,
your
like
chest,
in
baby.
all seriousness, like I want to learn and I want to understand it. And I've heard people say that, and I genuinely didn't know if that was like an acceptable thing or whatever. So
here's what I'll say. The safest thing you can say is LGBT. If you want to take it a step further, LGBTQ. If you feel that you've gotten all that underneath your belt, you can take it the full way. For most of the way, LGBTQIA plus.
I'm gonna have to.
And now.
I'm gonna have to practice though, cause like when I try, I feel like you ever listen to Eminem Rap God and how he be like, and like when I go fast, I try to. I'm gonna get it though. I just didn't know if that was a cheat code, but I'm gonna get it. And
you will, but I would love to be present for that panel.
Yeah.
But you can say LGBTQ.
Okay.
And if you gotta write each one of them down and then read, that's a way to do it. So you got your L's and you know what L stands for. You got your G, you know what the G stands for. You got your B, and you know what the B stands for, which is also, really quickly, since we're on the topic, the largest part of the LGBTQ community is the B in the LGBTQ. You got your T, and then you got your Q. So if you just want to be safe, baby, there you go.
Yeah, I genuinely want to get it down and
because like even I don't say like alphabet because I don't know where the hell that shit started coming from.
I don't
was
either.
like,
That's some stuff that I
y'all
hope
doing
we
too
get into
motherfucking much for me at this point.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Anyway, Sunkiss, thank you so much for coming up and doing you as always.
Wait, I didn't get my final words, and I spent my time answering your motherfucking question.
Excuse the whole fuck out. No, go ahead.
Erica, why?
Go ahead.
Erica, what happened? Why did you start screaming?
Because you called him out. He started cussing. It was a lot happening.
It was a lot.
It was a lot happening. It's crazy. But no, I just when we are at a very pivotal point in American history and American society. We are now as a collective, and for anybody doing this work trying to educate, we are the collective consciousness now. We are the ones who are out here trying to do the work. And I'm not saying there are not others. I'm not saying that. But right now, from where we all are, for what we just experienced, for those of us who are on the right side of history, who tried to do the right thing by this country, who truly showed up in patriotism, not just for thine own self, but for the benefit of others. Yeah, baby, we have some things to do, and the thing is, we now live parallel to these people who we know are ops, who voted the way they did, who didn't think to have the notion, to have the inkling to do any form of research, while they said they did their research, while lying to us about it and lying to themselves about it. But we have to stay engaged. We have to stay energized. We also have to stay in community. That's extremely important, because I can't even begin to tell you, I went up on this live earlier today, baby, and just to go up there to talk to this lady and ask her why she voted for Jill Stein. And the answer was very interesting. Baby, when I tell you I got up there and this troll came up in there, they called me everything but a child of God, including the N-word. Including the N-word. And I said, oh, okay. And they were like, yeah, does that make you feel bad? I said, no, bitch, it don't make me feel nothing.
Well, you know
don't make me feel a motherfucking thing, because it just shows that everything that has been said about you is correct about you.
Well, so I tell you what, next time apparently we learned this last night, and Kay tried to brush it off, but this is what the YT lady told me last night when she sent the donation. She said that there are slurs for YT people, and she talked about honky and cracker, which I've heard those before too, but apparently mayo monkey is one.
Yeah.
You've heard that? Mayo monkey?
Oh, yeah. If I were to tell...
I have never in my life heard that one.
Santana, you've seen me stream together curse words, correct?
Correct.
You
in the
heard
most
me.
eloquent way.
Yes, Kay. You know I love
Like
me
in
some
cursive.
Kay.
I love you so much. I prefer envelopian.
Envelopian, cauliflower caucus child, children of the chalk. Baby, the way I got it, unseasoned people, the way and we have to, and the thing is, like I said to that young lady, baby, when you get your religion and you figure it out, don't come over because we don't want you. We don't want you. I don't want to see you on that narrow doorstep asking for a handout, baby, because I'm going to look at you and I'm going to be the one to say, yeah, but you voted for Trump, right? Okay. Be blessed, beloved, and that's why I said what I said when she dropped down off this call. Be blessed, beloved. Because blessings upon blessings upon blessings. I hope you get everything that you voted for.
Absolutely. Let me read this off real quick because I didn't get to read this off earlier. Ty sent $1 donation saying, Candid, thanks for giving us nothing. W said the chat for
Because
Ty.
she thought she was giving. She thought she was giving it to the girls. You gave nothing.
Is it Billy Madison? Is it Billy Madison where the guy is like, everyone is dumber for having listened to you? Like, is that Billy Madison? I don't remember movies that well.
Because,
Okay.
baby, my favorite one is you wasting my life minutes. Like, you're wasting my life minutes. Time I will never be able to get back.
Mine is knowledge has chased you all your life, but you've always been too swift.
Oh, knowledge is chasing you, but you
Hey,
are much faster.
Jay, thank you for the well diving.
One of my favorites is if I paid you to think you'd still be broke.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, I keep it in my back.
Kay, I know
Y'all
you got
think I'm
one.
playing.
Kay, I know you got one. Come on, Kay.
No, this is not. No.
Kay said, no, this ain't
Kay,
good.
I
No.
know you got a nice way to call
Kay said,
somebody
this is not a
stupid.
safe space.
I know you got a nice way to call somebody stupid.
You could just reread any message I've sent to you, whatever is at the end of it.
Because you call me stupid all the time.
I don't
Well,
know.
baby, if your brain is just something for decoration,
Kay,
then I don't
listen,
know.
I'm gonna tell on you. I'm gonna tell on you guys. Kay likes to call me a turd for some reason. I don't know why.
You know why? No, I'm gonna defend Kay. Fuck this.
Whatever.
You not gonna, no, fuck this. You're not gonna sit up here and come at Kay like that, baby. Because my thing is that I'm gonna speak on Kay's behalf. Since Kay don't want to say it, I'll say it. Shit, your brain must just be up there for decoration, huh?
I mean, I changed it up
Hey,
today.
call me
I
a
called you a
turd.
dork.
Was it deserved?
Yeah, you know you say
What did you
nerd
earn
today.
it?
Oh my god.
He was a dork today.
Whatever.
I call him all sorts of words.
Yeah, you do.
One of my favorite ones is what Ren always says. She says, "Your brain cells don't hold hands, do they?" That's what Ren always says. I think that is so funny. I'm tired, guys.
Yeah.
Y'all, it is 2 something in the morning, and I'm at the fucking laundromat.
Well, y'all is at the laundromat at 2:00 in the morning. Ain't no way.
Yeah, because it's 24 hours and ain't nobody here, and I got my choice of machine.
I know that's
Play that Nivea song.
Play that Nivea. Oh, don't mess with. Are you talking about don't mess with my man? Where she was doing that dance in the laundry?
No, she got a song. She got a song called Laundromat.
You know, I was starting
You
to
know
think
what?
of,
Hold on.
I started to think of Lil Mama chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle
That's
soup.
not Lil Mama, by the way.
That's not Lil Mama.
Oh
no,
my God,
that's
you're
somebody
embarrassing us.
else.
Just
And
stop.
that's the
It's
girl
late.
that was on Love and Hip Hop.
It's late. It's late.
I can't think
Erica,
of her
all I'm
name
gonna say
right now.
is I'm gonna do the Nivea song, and while I do the Nivea song, I need you to do the Tamia line dance in a barricades.
You know what? I hate doing that algebra equation with my feet.
I'm telling you, because that's all it is. That's
I
all it
hate
is.
doing that algebra equation.
Okay,
with
we
my
got to
feet.
wrap this up because I was trying to get out of here on time, and
You
we got to
never
wrap
get
this
out of
up.
here on time.
Like seriously, I was so close to it. Sunkiss, thank you. I appreciate you so
Sunkiss.
much.
Good night, y'all.
Have a good night,
Good night.
Erica. Real quick,
Yes, sir.
what do you got?
I really don't have anything. Thank you for allowing me to be up on the
Thank
panel.
you for
Thank you to
coming. I
everyone who
drafted you.
Okay. Thank you. Well, thank you. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, thank you for the gifts, everyone. Also, people like that, Santana, you already know how I feel. I won't say it here. Uh, she isn't ready to actually have genuine, like, sincere conversations about her positions. And I do agree with Double ICU. Um, some people from that era who were born in that era are just like that. They do lack empathy, and it is because of what the United States government dropped into our neighborhoods.
Yep.
So there's that. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Love you all, you guys. Love you, Kay. Love you, bro. The weird guy down at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to sleep, guys. Good night.
Thank you. You love you. Good night. Kay, what do you got?
All right, for everyone that's in here, we still have about 300 people. If everyone could please follow Santana's backup account that is on the panel so that we can make sure that we have that account if we were to ever need it. That would be excellent. Thank you, everyone, for getting us over 300,000 likes. And finally, as we're ending into this week, this is Grief Awareness Week, and I know that with the holidays coming around and things like that, people sometimes need reach out, and I just would like everyone to know that you can call 211, which are warm lines, that you can reach out and speak to people that are there for conversation. If you're in crisis, you should dial 988. The holidays can be a very difficult time for a lot of people. With this being Grief Awareness Week, please, if you are, still grieving a loss or maybe haven't started that journey yet, it's always a good time to do so. I just want to let anyone know that if they need a resource or anything, you can always come in to the Discord and ask in the resources chat, or if you can DM me, I will send you whatever you need that's in your area. I appreciate all of you. It's been a lovely night. Looks like we're going to be rating Isaiah Martin tonight. So let's do that. And thank you very much. Have a good night.
Absolutely. Kay, you got to do the thing with me. You're the last person on the panel.
Can't this other guy do it?
Yeah, I don't think he's competent enough.
Yes, 211 and 988 are two different things. I'm so sorry. 211 is a warm line. They are staffed by people who can talk to you about different topics. If they feel that they are unequipped to have those conversations, they will ask you to call 988. 988 is a nationally like 911, but it is just for mental health. So you can call if you are in crisis or if you need someone to speak to. You do not have to give information about yourself. You don't have to give your address. You don't have to give your name, but you can talk to people. The warm lines 211 is also nationally out there, and you can call and speak to somebody about resources in your area. They'll help you find almost anything. So there is a difference between the two. Mental health staff answer 988 calls, and people who are coached in mental health and a lot of other things help on 211, and they're nationwide. So, all right. Oh God, this is very
yeah, it is. All right, so guys, listen. I need you guys to start putting it in the chat now. I need everybody to put it in the chat now. Put it in the chat early. There's still like 270 people with us. You know what I'm about to say. So start dropping them in the chats already. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for a wonderful week. I'm so glad that we were able to actually come back to this topic this week. Remember, next week we will have a different topic. I'm ready to get into it. Thank you guys for all the taps, the likes, the shares. Let's make sure we go raid Isaiah. Santana raid. We're going to go over and raid Isaiah Martin. You guys don't meet me there, beat me there. Can't wait to see you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I love you all. And as always, Kay,
peace.
Peace.